Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inventory. Happy holidays. I'm your host, Detective Johan. With me today, I have my normal co-host, SPNati. Why don't you say hi?
You know damn well how to say my name. And that's not it.
What do you mean?
Well, anyway, we picked today, December 21st, the shortest day of the year, to record this, because, God, I don't want to be here.
Is it really the shortest day of the year?
Yes.
Huh, how about that?
What did you not pass 8th grade science?
I did. They just didn't teach us how days worked. Anyway, with us today, we have a new contributor and somebody who has not been on this podcast before, 2010 Mantis.
Hello.
Why don't you say hi and tell us what character you made?
Hello, I'm Mantis. I made Latte from Little Witch Academia.
And our second guest is somebody who has been here before, and not while I was the host. We've been fighting tooth and nail to get you on this podcast, so why don't you say hi?
Howdy.
And tell us who you are.
I'm a Eerie Space Pirate. I've been on this before. I did Q and I did art for Oshako and Gwen and some other bits and pieces around the place.
Your mic's a little quiet.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm trying to do stuff and it's far away and bad.
Just yell.
We'll fix it in post. I'll be fine.
I was just about to say I'll fix it in post. It's 1 a.m. for Yuri. I don't think she has the option to yell.
I don't know if you listened to last podcast, but Johan's not very good at fixing things in post.
Yeah, well,
considering it was my audio was delayed in 3 different ways, and it still is.
I tried. I don't understand how it works. But
you tried, but it's clear you didn't listen to it again.
Zuck. I listened to 20 minutes of it and it sounded fine. So I'm like,
yeah, but it keeps changing how delayed it is.
I don't understand how that works. All I did was move around where the audio played. I don't understand how it changed the speed.
Discord is shit.
Anyway, changing how loud someone is in post is baby easy mode. I can do that. Okay. And with everybody introduced, let's get on to the changes in the game. We actually have 6 things that happen. We got because of the roster resort, only 3 characters have been able to be sponsored recently. We have
go vote in the final poll. You have a few hours left. Well, not by the time this goes up, but
oh yeah.
Okay,
invent
never mind.
time travel and then go back and vote.
Yeah, all right. You already know how it ended.
Well, yeah, but if you go back in time, you can change it, maybe.
That extra 4 votes will make all the difference.
Exactly.
Go back in time, make multiple Google accounts, and then vote multiple times.
Dude, you're telling them how to cheat for next time.
Are you trying to encourage voter fraud?
I mean, hey, I'm a firm believer that it is about effort. If you're willing to put in the effort, you deserve the win. Anyway.
No collusion. I mean, I already had 4 Google accounts. I've actually been honest and only using 1.
Yep, I believe you, actually.
But 7 that I've used. Because I am an honest noodle, and...
So I could have been voting 4 times.
And you were, and that's why Mia has 6,000 votes compared to everyone else.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, as for the characters that got sponsored, first off we had Black Thulu, who was the creator of Misato and Jolene. He got Jotaro Kujo sponsored.
Yeah. Well, he loves girls with daddy issues, so he decided to cut out the middleman and include his girl's dad.
Nope.
So he can make it happen himself.
Yep. I'm excited to say that we've got we've got a dual epilogue with Saki and Jotaro planned out eventually.
Is Jotaro going to fuck her in the ass?
Probably not, but given that it's a Saki epilogue, I'm sure that I can't say too much about it. Anyway.
Is he gonna like beat the shit out of the people that were stomping on her?
Okay, well, I guess it wasn't that big of a surprise, huh?
Is that is that actually what's gonna happen?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is it just gonna be the player's epilogue, but Jotaro is going to be the player?
Oh no, the player's gonna help out.
You're just taking a casual stroll along with Jotaro?
No, you
Bro.
bust into Saki's house and beat the shit out of her dad.
Okay.
That's how it's gonna start.
That is
What a great
fantastic.
start.
And I want it to happen immediately.
Anyway,
Are you just like
Jotaro's-
Jotaro's friend that like he does all the work and you pretend that you helped?
Yeah,
Well,
do it,
we'll
Jotaro.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Jotaro's great. I love his time stopping gifts. I love his model. Black Zula did a great job with him.
Yeah, if you wanna buff Chad, well now you have a few options, I guess. He's more the stoic type, whereas Jin is kind of Johnny Bravo.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the testing tables, I have been retroactively made into a fool.
What?
Because now there are 4 new characters on testing.
Hmm.
Hey guys.
Oh.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was happening.
He called it. He saw right through my ruse. But we've just had another edition.
Oh yeah.
So a couple things. She tastes like bacon.
There's no
Yeah,
mistaking.
there's no mistaking.
And from the oven to the oven, you know what I'm making.
Yeah, she's a timid girl.
That's
Like
right.
a-
It's Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club.
Hanako's on testing, and you know I'm not faking.
Are we
Too
fucking
bad
Lily?
Lily's the best girl in the game.
That's Ren, actually. You insolent cowards.
Anyway, before we get into the Hanukkah stuff,
So yeah,
we've
I'm
got
not gonna fucking play her in the middle of this podcast just to give an opinion.
You
we've
don't have
got
to. That's the whole segment.
yeah. It was all an elaborate ruse. Anyway, Kami from Street Fighter got sponsored.
Cammy.
I know. I'm just fucking with you at this point.
I sincerely doubt that. You couldn't read Nehru correctly.
No, dude, I've said her name right on the podcast before.
Have you? I don't really pay attention when you talk.
You pay enough attention to correct me when I'm wrong.
Well, that's because that sticks out to me.
Anyway, Cammy is pretty good. It is another character that is like you have to buckle down and target every single stage of everything they do. But
Yeah,
I feel like she's good enough to make it so it's okay.
yeah. If you haven't played her, basically like Shadaloo dolls or whatever they're called, attack her and strip her clothes off. Which is like, all right, it's kind of interesting. All right, Yuri's just like crackling.
Don't worry, I'll edit it out.
I think she's dead though.
Oh yeah, I'm
Rip.
dead. I'm super dead.
Yuri?
Is this like Yuri's ASMR half hour? Is she like pulling Velcro pads apart?
And I plugged into the phone because
Oh, there we go. You're back.
yeah. I'm always back.
Okay, yeah.
Just gonna edit that out.
Probably.
We'll fix it in. We
Yeah.
always.
I think Cammy is an example of a gimmick that is kind of interesting, but also completely unnecessary, and just kind of
Yeah.
makes more work for you to target. Like
My
nobody would
ice-
complain if it's just Cammy taking her clothes off. Like she didn't need a gimmick.
But gimmicks get views.
By God, we got one, and that's what matters.
Like, she shows her butt off and she has great butt poses. That's all you need.
That's true.
Your character does not. I know you play like Amalia, and she has like amazing art, and Cammy has good art too. And yeah, you see like her do crazy stuff, but
Not
like,
every character needs to reinvent the wheel.
yeah, like you can just be your character who takes her clothes off, and like that's all people want to see, really.
Yeah, that's what Hanako does.
And please, for the love of God, do not do something weird with their masturbation. That is the absolute last fucking place you should put a gimmick.
Do not, and this is just a blanket rule, if your character has a weapon, don't put knives there or guns or anything of the sort.
Ask yourself, would you ever do this in real life?
That is.
And if the answer is yes, then seek help.
Would you shove the hilt of your sword up your vagina?
Anyway, Mantis, why don't you give us your thoughts on Cammy?
Oof. I have unfortunately not gone around to playing Cammy or Jotaro yet. Cammy, I definitely need to get around to, considering she is an intense targeting procedure, but
yeah, exactly. That's the feeling we get when a character comes out and you have to target every stage or you look like an idiot.
Yeah, so I don't know. At some point I'll target every single stage of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's done poorly. It's just like she didn't need one.
Oh yeah, like I'm personally never played, but I'm sure she's really good.
So that's my take.
Anything from you, Yuri?
On Cammy?
Yep.
Basically, just what I said. I think that she's all right. I have no real strong feelings about Street Fighter besides those about Juri Han. But you know, it is a reminder to not get like super complicated. I'd say that's, I think, the one shortcoming of Cammy was just dreaming too big, and I think what we've learned from that is give up on your dreams. Never try anything new or good. Just do the same old thing forever.
You can't fail if you never try.
Exactly. You've got it.
Anyway, speaking of giving up on your dreams,
Johan,
the last character to get added is everybody's favorite depressed girl, Sayori.
Jesus Christ. That was good.
I'd like to say that Viz did a phenomenal job on her. Which is right. We're supposed to let the guest. We're supposed to let the guest talk first.
Sorry's fun. Super cute. A lot of fun to play with.
Anything else?
Not really, because I did not take notes on that one. I forgot that there were people that were added. I have notes about the testing table with characters, not ones that were added. So
Can't wait to hear your notes on Hanako.
Yeah, I have extensive notes on Hanako. Thankfully, I time traveled to about 2 days in the future and got to play her beforehand.
Apparently, Hanako did not result in anyone dying. Hanako was too gentle to kill anyone. Meanwhile, Ryugo will almost certainly activate decapitation mode.
That is how she gets you. Oh yeah, also because I set up the testing merge, I didn't kill anyone, so hopefully she'll actually merge and we won't run out of space.
Hanako breaks the game.
Jesus Christ.
This is the cost of forbidden waifus.
Get that It's Always Sunny theme playing. Hanako breaks the game.
Okay, Yuri, so what are your thoughts on Sayori?
I think this absolute mad woman loves this absolute sad woman. And that's all I have to say. The Monica gimmick is nice. I like that. Good. It's good.
Viz cheating by making it so he can He can
Like,
make
building
gimmicks.
the whole game from the ground up. Oh, jeez.
Viz cheating by adding code to his characters. I love it.
You
puts-
don't even need code to make the Monica and Sayori thing happen. Like Maya and Jura do it too. Just
No,
He
but
does it
he
with,
does.
like,
the tools.
He lets you
formatting.
ask.
Yeah, he has like color coding for the text. I kind of want to do that for. Oh, I can't. I can't talk
Cutscene
about
epic.
it. The secret. It's supposed to be a secret, Johan. I want them to.
I wish I had that for Ryuko, Mako, and Senketsu.
Yeah, it would be useful. As it stands, I just have to alternate between like bold text and italic text for the two of them.
Which one's which?
Popico is bold text and Pipimi is italic text.
All right.
Because Popico is thick. Pipimi is
Right?
girl.
With that, we move on to the testing table characters.
Oh yeah.
Starting with Pascal.
Ugh.
Oh, she's
Well,
not
that
bad.
was a damning indictment.
Well, yes, she is. She's in a pretty rough state.
She's
Well,
rough.
Yeah, I like her model when it's working.
I don't. She has gray nipples and like a masculine chest. She has a lot of issues.
Her disappearing eyes are certainly unsettling. I feel
Yeah.
like they're very high set. I feel like her face needs some reconstructive surgery. And speaking of reconstructive face surgery, we'll get to that in a second. It's a joke you won't get yet. But
Stealing my segue.
her like clothing is really well made. The pockets look nice and the stick looks nice. And I can't really comment on her dialogue because I've not gotten super in depth into that because I've just been trying to Hanako all this time. But like, I think
that Ended has been working on fixing the model issues.
like visually she looks nice except for the face. Like that is the one shortcoming that I would say. But unfortunately, the face is the part that everybody looks at.
Her face looks a little under detailed, I think.
Oh yeah, that is yeah. That is a
Especially
point.
when her eyes disappear, which might be the most terrifying thing in SPNati. I gotta be honest.
Like I am taking that as a challenge, so you know. It can only get worse from here on out.
Anyway, Undead's been working on fixing her, and I personally think that he'll be able to fix her and make her a great character.
Yeah, like I think we have this tendency to demand perfection from like first testing releases, but I mean she is in a pretty rough state, but as long as he like listens and he's working on fixing the problems like and working out the kinks, like it's not a big deal.
Absolutely.
Aside from a bad first impression.
Ryuji got on testing in a really rough state, and
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he looked like an alien and also like a
He's starting.
12-year-old kid. And he emoted with his penis.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
now
also-
he's really good.
He was Long Dick Johnson.
Yeah.
so like super rough. I'm not like my notes on her. I kind of just gave up after the first phase because it just became, yeah, this is super early in development. Let's wait and see what else comes from her.
Yeah, like it's if you're a new creator, look at it this way. You can completely fuck it up your first try and we will forgive and forget. It's okay. We're not going to just laugh you off the server.
Well, I mean, you might not. I demand perfection at any and all times, forever.
Is that why you never release anything?
You know, the irony in this.
Like 20 minutes ago, maybe less.
The sheer irony of that statement.
How could you do this to me? I give you Hanako and you ask for more.
I don't give a shit about Hanako.
Where's Akko?
Oh, yeah, July 20. God, when was she meant to be out? Hey, Red was meant to be out in like February, and she's just dead now because you character is dead.
Red Dead.
Yeah, I wonder if there will be some sort of redemption.
No.
Maybe in the form of a little witch girl.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Akko should be
so
soon,
in the
pretty much.
podcast chat, Yuri just posted a picture of Ini Miney dabbing.
Eenie.
Whatever. Eenie Miney
No,
dabbing.
you can't get away with it if I can't.
Einy Miny. It's pronounced like that. I think. I've never... Well, I've played... Okay, I played the first case and a half of the first Ace Attorney game when I was like 7. So that makes me an expert.
I've played them all, and while I'm not sure why he went with Eenie, I can say that he made it really good. So shout out to Dorian, because I really love how he translated the poses from the game into poses in SPNati. The hat looks really good.
I haven't played Ace Attorney, but I think she might be my favorite recent release onto testing.
I just noticed here, her t-shirt is not an image attachment. Or if it is, it's composed of belts and it's not just like tacked on. I don't know whether that's a positive or negative. There's nothing wrong with using an image attachment. Just it's a thing I just noticed. Clearly, it looks
but like
good.
the model and poses are really appealing. I get like what she's going for with her dialogue right away. It's good stuff.
I think
She's really in character as somebody who's played Ace Attorney. I can tell you that.
I think my main visual complaint is mostly just the scaling on like the bottoms of her trousers. I like real sort of weird because I'm a visual quality snob.
Oh yeah, the bell bottoms are kind of low res.
Yeah, they've been scaled up or scaled down. I can't. I think scaled up, but you think the lines would be thicker. It doesn't matter. The point is, fix it, Dorian, you hack fraud.
Also add her breakdown so I can unban you from the podcast. That was a joke. You can laugh at it. Why does it feel like you're laughing at me?
Never.
We're all
Anyway,
laughing at you.
Mantis, what are your thoughts on Eenie?
Eenie, never personally played the Ace Attorney games, but like just a fan-fucking-tastic model. Like shows that you don't need to have like a super intricate sort of model to have a really good-looking model. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not every character needs to be designed by fucking Tetsuya Nomura with their goddamn belt dress.
Yeah, exactly. I really enjoy like her personality shift about halfway through as well. That was really, really fun to see. And you can kind of see it coming, like just a really well written and designed character so far. Yeah.
Mia still needs to target her.
Get on it, Cog, you fraud hack. Start giving Pet more lines.
I put her with
The
Eenie,
boy
and
has
like
it
Eenie
now.
immediately started freaking out and be like, don't notice me. And then Mia didn't notice her. So all good.
Oh, well, thank God.
All smiles.
Alrighty, and with that,
And there's also Hanako, and fuck off. I'm not playing her. Just to give an opinion.
well, no, there's not just Hanako SPNati.
Well, you know,
can't-
only
you can't
only
give-
female characters are worthwhile to talk about. So.
You cannot deny their existence.
So let's move on to the interviewing the newer creators part of the podcast. Let me tell you a bit about myself and skip over Johan's character.
All right.
We can't ignore this. We have to call him out. Johan broke the no self-insert rule and made himself.
Pretty much. I just disguised myself as Kamina.
Also, I don't know if it's him or if it's all his roster mates, but he looks very short. He's a very small man.
Well, it's his one specific pose that turns him into a manlet, and otherwise he's very tall.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
It's the pointing pose. We're still trying to work on finding out how to scale that properly.
he just speaks. He's next to Coco, who is really not even really tall, but really big. She's like an absolute unit. She's sizable.
Comedy would his pointing pose at full size would block the shit out of his text box. So
as it should.
Well,
yeah, but he currently Comedy has exactly one pose that shrinks him like a foot.
He's shorter than Hanako with that pose.
I don't know how Johan didn't notice that.
I'm really bad at visualizing sizes.
You didn't have to visualize it; it's right there.
Anyway,
Johan's a manlet himself. He's like 5'9", so I guess he just thought it still looked tall.
How is 5'9" short?
thank you.
If your height begins with 5, you're a manlet.
I'll probably just work with Bagel to see if we can get that fixed somehow.
If you're 5'11", you're king of the manlets.
Aren't you like a hairlet stand on? Isn't that worse?
Bald. No one. Okay, thank you.
Well, I did it.
I'm actually not bald. I have like a crew cut.
Bald?
Anyway,
it's just easier and funnier to say bald.
So, beyond his model being short sometimes, do you guys have anything else to say?
He's burning with fighting spirit. I never actually finished my game with him. He's still open in the other tab.
He's still masturbating.
No, he's actually still. I think. I don't even know if he lost anything. Yeah, he is absolutely crushing this game. Jeez.
His first 2 layers are bad. His second 2 layers are average.
Oh no, hold on. I think he lost his shoes. Yeah, he lost his sandals.
Okay, there you go.
I think that would. Oh, and his arm wraps as well. But I think that would be my one criticism, is that you didn't give him socks and sandals.
I respect both myself, the character, and Kennen enough to not do that.
Make it an alt for Christmas, summer, swimsuit edition. I don't know.
Just like Kamina, but he's given up on life.
Put him in sweatpants. Kamina, reverse Kamina. He doesn't believe in himself.
A good friend of mine wears Crocs and socks all the time, and he's great, but that is like emotionally harrowing for me. I can't be seen with someone who wears Crocs and socks in public.
Do you think you could put Kamina on Crocs? You could make a Croc in Kisakai, right?
I want my feedback.
Okay, Yuri, I'm pretty sure you've described yourself as like dressing like floor tiles, Chan, in public. Or like teenage Revy.
Sometimes, yeah, you got me there. You've got me there. I never said that I was perfect, but at least it's the sort of terrible fashion choices that take effort. Like, it takes a considerable amount of time to dress like some sort of weird goth robot, whereas Crocs and socks is just a nightmare.
So it's better to be shitty on purpose instead of just inept.
Absolutely.
I was just pretending to be an idiot.
Jokes on that.
Fun fact, Yuri's also a Moon fan, so now you understand why. Because being deliberately terrible is somehow okay.
I don't think that Moon is terrible, and I don't buy the she was intentionally terrible excuse. As a wise man once said, well, I like it. So,
oh God. No, he's dead now.
We're not going to.
Edit this out, Johan! Edit it out!
Maybe.
We should not speak ill of the dead on the podcast.
So, Kamina, do you guys have any feedback beyond his poses?
He's a shit ton of fun. Seems pretty damn in character. I was personally a super huge fan of his pubes. Apparently, you guys got rid of that. I find
Yeah.
anybody who wanted to get rid of that cowards. I think it was fantastic.
I'm
Thank
a
you.
little. He's tagged as like large penis, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm a little split on that because on the one hand, like, yeah, he's pretty good size for like real life, but like by SPNati standards, he's like more medium.
We can't let Metaton be the metric here.
He is but an outlier.
He's pushing the average up. He should not be counted. All right, we already discussed this. My stats course is why I couldn't get Hanako out sooner. It wasn't at all. That's a lie. But the point is, we don't count statistical outliers. That's what I've learned.
You see,
Yeah,
the
the
average penis,
to
the
not
average
give
penis
a large
length is actually 6 inches,
5.5.
but merely Spider's Metaton. Who? Okay, fuck it. I don't know how to make that joke work.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Spider's York, the outlier.
I heard something about 6 inches.
There's a meme about a guy who like eats 1,000 spiders in like a year, and that's where the
the 8
statistic.
spiders in your lifetime statistic just gets pushed up by this one guy, Spider's George, who eats just a shit ton of spiders.
Just as a jar of them.
No, he just lives in a cave.
You know, for SPNati when.
Spider eating guy.
I feel like there are better spiders that we could have.
Well, since
we
we
do have a
are
Spider
about,
Woman.
since we're about to get into upcoming projects, why don't you talk about some spiders, Yuri?
Oh god.
I'm not making any spiders. I want Muffet, but I A, don't know if I could do her justice, and B, I have too much to start on that. My list of works in progress has pretty much stayed the same as it was last time I was on about 10 months ago.
But Hanako came out.
With the exception of Hanako is done. Hanako should be soon trademark.
Someone
also,
check last podcast to see like what the estimate was for Hanako.
Jesus Christ.
If you talked about her then.
I remember when I was like, oh yeah, Red is coming soon. Never happened. And also there's the addition of, there's some additions as well.
Oh, go listen to Yuri's last episode if you want to hear another dead man talking.
But there was Sawyer from Black Lagoon, who Spinanon is tempting me with.
Oh yeah.
Because he wants to bolster Revy's line count some more. Because she doesn't have enough of those yet.
I mean, if you made Sawyer like a franchise mate, then it would probably take Revy off of page 1.
Oh yeah, I could kill her. I could kill her.
Small
I
brain.
could be the one.
Making characters from franchises you enjoy to boost their popularity. Galaxy Brain
Page 2,
making
she's on page 2 right now.
No. Listen, Small Brain making characters from franchises you enjoy to boost the popularity of a franchise. Galaxy Brain intentionally making just like mediocre characters to weigh down other franchises.
No, it's not that I think Sawyer would be bad. It's that, well, first she's a little weirder than Revy, so fewer popularity there, and also just well, you know, if Q's line count is anything to go off of, I don't think she's gonna have a monster.
Speaking of which, Q update is happening, and she'll be getting a dual epilogue, and it'll be fun. And
nice.
We'll all have a. I have nothing else to say about that other than she's getting lines. And
all right, Forrest Gump.
So, any other projects, Yuri?
Besides that, SPNati Edit, the guy who made the character editor many, many moons ago, returned from the dead. He is the Revenant. And that means I can get the Natricia capabilities.
Final
And that
boss.
means we can have the final boss with her 16 layers. Because I hate you all and want you to suffer.
Does she have special lines for you using debug mode?
Absolutely. She doesn't just have special lines. If you use debug mode, she crashes your game. You can't cheat to beat her.
What did you
You
recruit
have to-
Vision?
No, it's way, way simpler than that.
I don't understand.
No, it's just using like case sensing. I didn't need to use any sort of code trickery. It's just using markers and tagging and stuff. It can tell.
Oh boy.
Like if she loses with a hand that she should have won with.
Essentially, it's along those lines, yeah.
Alrighty. And so now we move on to Mantis. I actually have seen what you're working on, and I'm very excited. Why don't you go?
Yep. The next project I will be working on is Amanda from Little Witch Academia, because apparently I'm a huge fan of the show and really want multiple characters from the show to be in the game.
Are you not sure about that?
You
What?
sound surprised by the fact that you like it.
Oh, this is the biggest fucking joke of 2018 right now. I'm not even that big of a fan of Little Witch Academia.
You just have no other waifus?
Honestly, I kind of just started making a latte because I needed a
You
I
wanted to
wanted
dunk
to
on
make
me?
a
Is that it?
character,
Yeah.
and she seemed kind of simple to make, and
Just to beat Akko to the punch.
yeah, it
I
was
cannot
specifically-
believe this coordinated effort just to kill me.
No, it wasn't at all. It was more like I started and then I had to finish once I started, so it just
Yeah,
sort
I
of
mean,
rolled out of control.
yeah, what I totally relate to starting things and being obligated to finish them.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, you are obligated. You're just not fulfilling those obligations.
So, how's progress on Amanda going?
She has. Let me see here. Her first stage posing 90% done.
Nice.
Yes.
All
And
right.
then,
Are we gonna get the suit in an epilogue?
Oh, yeah, that's funny. If somebody makes the fucking model for me, yes.
Get Bagel
Don't
to do
tempt
it.
me, Mantis man.
Or
I
Mouse.
am not making that hair. Fuck, dude.
Post her in the chat. What does she look like?
In
let
the
me-
suit? Give me a minute.
No, just the model that
Oh,
you have
okay.
now.
Oh. Man,
When you're editing this, make sure you like pop her up on the screen.
Oh yeah, you can do that now.
Oh yes,
it's
we're on
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
Nice.
Hell, we could do a live testing of Hanako right here and now. Can the thing capture screen share or is it bad?
Nope. Also, I actually can't add images because if I do that, it takes my computer like 8 hours to render, and by then I have fallen asleep.
I will do it for you.
Oh,
Because
rad.
I feel like the picture of Any Miny dabbing also needs to be shown just so people know what we're talking about.
Just make that your
I feel
avatar.
like oh, I should, but I also don't really care about her that much. So, and I just changed my avatar again. So
It's weird seeing it not be a Buki.
yeah, for a while it was Popola, Devila. I can't remember the difference. Devil is the one with the wavy hair. It was Popola then, from Near Altar Tomatoes. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, 2B is tentatively happening as well. So that's a fun treat. But that's a while from now. It's not happening anytime soon.
I mean,
Hey,
didn't
there
even
she
let him
is.
see it.
I also posted a picture of Ryuko and Senketsu dabbing.
Excellent.
Okay. And that is, let's see here. My upcoming projects have stayed the same. Span, do you got anything you want to say?
Well, Latte, Kamina, Ryuko, and Akko. I think this is the Trigger Studio podcast.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
So be sure to name this episode like Pull My Devil Trigger.
Ah, fuck it. I was gonna try to come up with some non-denominational, like, holiday themed thing, but that's too good.
Pull my Christmas trigger because it's Christmas. That's not non-denominational. That's not non-denominational.
Pull my non-denominational holiday trigger.
Non-denominational winter festival.
Pull my Hanukkah trigger, since you dropped Hanukkah
Oh, yeah.
during it.
Oh yeah, I mean that was Hanukkah's.
Pull my
over.
bacon trigger.
The plan was to drop her coinciding with either the start or end of Hanukkah, but then I got busy with university. I should have just given up on a degree and dedicated myself full time to this. But that doesn't pay
Exactly,
the fucking bill.
I could have like not turned in a term paper, and maybe gotten Ryuko to testing by now. That's what I should have done.
Alrighty. And now it's time to move on to questions and answers.
I didn't actually
Ooh.
answer that question.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Go on then.
Ryuko's my only upcoming project.
It's the same
No,
thing
I
as
don't have any
ever.
extra ones.
It's the same thing as last time and the time before that.
That's
Thank
because
God we're back.
I've had shit to do, and also she's hard to write.
I imagine.
It's
Write
tough to
something.
balance out the soon and the dere. Okay.
Well, don't do the dairy then. Just pure sin. That's my take on that.
Hey, I'm not some weirdo that wants girls to kill me. Okay, it's not just the
It's my
soon that I like;
thing.
it's the dere.
Get her to kick my teeth in, you coward.
She's not Revy.
Not yet.
She's teenage punk
but
Revy.
she could be. Oh, but she could
She's
be.
more innocent Revy.
Oh, it was a simpler time.
I'm excited for the banter between Revy and...
Hanako.
Anyone?
No, I'm trying to remember. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me and how I forgot Ryuko's name.
Well, it's because
It's
you.
okay.
Well,
It seems like you forget every name.
at least you pronounced it right this time.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, guy.
You've come
Right.
a long way.
Writing Kamina has taught me how to evolve and grow as a person, and that includes being able to pronounce names correctly.
There you go.
Wouldn't it be great to evolve and grow as a person?
So I'm sorry Ryuko's not here yet, but I did say before the end of the year, and that will be the case unless I get hit by a bus.
Zombie
So-
lad Spananon.
She's not that far away. Generic dialogue is, well, first draft is
Oh.
almost done at least. He'll probably add
And I
some
d-
more on testing, but she's close. A couple more days. Hopefully, by Christmas or before, good Christmas present. So almost there.
I just remembered something else about by the end of the year, and that was the agreement, Johan, if you remember, was if I got Hanako out before the end of the year, you were gonna
Boil a pizza. You know, it's a good thing that my phone got in and I haven't eaten dinner today because guess what's happening after this episode is recorded?
Are you boiling a pizza?
Please don't waste pizza like that.
I made a
Pizza.
I made a promise, Span.
If this is about Hanako, then just cook half of the pizza.
That wasn't the deal. I have to boil it.
Stick half of it in the pot.
You could just boil a slice of pizza, and a slice of pizza is still a pizza.
Only
Oh, God.
own those
Were
personal.
you really going to boil
microwavable
an entire
pizzas.
pizza?
No,
I thought
I'm
it
not
was
gonna.
going to be a slice.
I only own those small microwavable ones.
If you boiling a pizza is better than microwaving it. If you microwave a pizza to cook it, like it's okay to reheat a leftover pizza in the microwave. That is fine. That is glorious.
No, it's not.
Microwaving a pizza to cook
It takes
it
like
is
10 fucking minutes in the
What?
oven.
But I'm hungry now!
You'll be hungry 10
I
minutes.
just had one of those instant pizzas, and it was like 25 minutes in the oven, and it was fine. And it was
Instant pizza?
yes,
Is that like the hydrate pizza from Back to the Future 2?
yes,
What
absolutely.
an obscure fucking reference.
What do you mean
Back to the
obscure?
Future 2
Back
is
to
an
the
obscure reference?
Back to the
No, but
Future.
what a strange thing to call out to.
Well, that's
My
what I
actual-
thought of when
my,
I think of instant pizzas.
What I thought of was the freeze-dried food scene in Scooby-Doo. Hey guys, remember when Scooby-Doo characters were in this thing?
I actually
yeah.
do. That was forever ago.
Well, Velma's still in the game.
You know, it's been 15 minutes and we haven't gotten to questions and answers.
Let's push it to
Oh
an hour.
well, maybe
That's
we
good.
should.
We're bringing the banter.
Oh yeah, we are. We are keeping it going. We're keeping the party popping. Keeping the
Okay.
vacation popping longer.
The
Get-
first question is for me, and it's why are you making IDW and not literally any other Girls Frontline character? Because everybody hates IDW and I feel bad for her.
What the
And I'm
fuck
gonna
does that stand for?
I don't know.
I don't walk fu.
I don't watch the. I've never watched it.
It's a good show.
It's also French though, and everyone knows.
Well, there was a dub. I even helped kickstart it.
Oh, look at you, you content creator, you
Oh yeah.
man of memes, or man of memes, as the case may be.
Wakfu is good. I stand by that fact. It's probably my favorite animated series.
I agree. I really enjoyed the Zone porn parody.
That is my only bit of familiarity.
I've also enjoyed the
O'Malley is
SPNati
great.
porn parody.
Yeah.
Really, Wakfu's just
It makes
it's
your leg
doing things
stay.
for me.
Oh, I guess it's the French, so we can't we can't, or rather they can't complain because it is the French. I mean, they gave us Totally Spies, or was that the French Canadians? It was the French Canadians, right?
Pretty sure that was Canadian.
French Canadians, though. It's always the French. I'm sorry to pick on the French. That's really rude of me. I do.
Poor
apologize.
Ira.
I know. I know. Is he French?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
I shouldn't be stereotyping the French as, horrid sex perverts. I mean, to stereotype as lazy and bigoted.
I just
You know,
realized
the
the Masp has the same name as Iragamagori.
If only
It's no coincidence.
if only Ryoko was a more meta
Oh,
character.
you fucking regressed, Johan. You had it and then you lost it.
No, I said Ryuko.
No, you didn't.
You said Ryoko. You said Ryoko. You said it wrong. Ryoko
Fucking-
is like fucking Junko Enoshima from Danganronpa. Spoilers for that one spin-off novel nobody read.
Okay.
Ryuko.
Ryuko.
There you go.
Right.
If she was a more meta character, there would probably be some lines there.
Just include a meme character in like the targeting, and then it'll all be fine because everyone breaks the fourth wall with meme characters.
Oh yeah, I
Just try
used
to
that
find
as an
that.
excuse to write lines that just break character.
Well, technically, I could add Kool-Aid Man to the main roster for 3 months.
Nice.
I could do this at any time, and I could do that to you all. You know I have to do it.
God damn it.
Revy has lines to like Kool-Aid Man. Is like, ooh, you thought I wouldn't have lines to Kool-Aid Man, you shit biscuit. Wrong. Nobody escapes me.
I remember that once Cog said that Pit targeted everybody. I think it was Cog. I'm pretty sure it was Cog. It might have been you. I'm 99% sure it was Cog. And I said, oh, does he even target like offline characters? And he's like, what? No, why would he do that? And I just said, Rinka does it. And then he
Okay.
targeted all the young offline characters.
1 second, because Hanako killed Korra, so I just want us all to press
Oh
F.
shit.
F.
I guess you could say the Fire Nation attacked.
Jesus Christ. Too
Reverse.
soon. Too soon.
Alrighty, so.
That was a good moment of silence for Cora.
Yeah.
She never got to practice cum bending.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, next
Fuck it.
question.
Yuri, this is a question for you. Gib Ibuki.
I just gave you people Hanako, and still you ask for more.
More.
What the hell is that voice?
Still you ask me for more.
Hey, Sawyer, when?
No, Akko is already finished.
Akko isn't already finished.
No,
So
what I mean is her lines are finished.
Oh, are they? I think they need to be updated to meet modern standards because she was written before the requirement for what's it called? Label like tag targeting because now characters are obligated to target tags. Speaking
Yuri,
of which,
did you not read the character that you're working on? She targets like fucking every tag.
Oh, well, you know. Hanako didn't target any tags, so I had to quickly write those with like 10 minutes before we started recording, so that I could get her on tables in time.
What tags does she target?
Let me just see. She targets confident characters. She targets quiet characters. She targets smooth characters. She targets probably not enough to actually deserve her place on the testing tables, if I'm being honest. I don't think I meet the minimum requirements, but
get her off.
Yeah, whatever. It was good. It was good just for the power move. It was worth it.
Also, for the guy who was shit talking me on the Akko thread, thinking that I wouldn't be there because I never go there, except when I do.
You're always there.
Eat shit because Hanako is out before years. Little bitch.
I don't know. I mean, there was the guy that just posted like what Tyler the Creator or something.
Oh yeah, saying well that was a fucking lie. I mean that guy.
Well, that was a fucking lie.
I have absolutely no resentment for that guy because he was civil and nice. I have resentment for whoever it was, and we don't know because it's all anonymous. Who was taking digs at me like some sort of dickhead. I don't know why I'm getting so salty on the podcast. We can edit this all out in post, right?
We can, but I'm keeping it. This is great.
Oh yeah, you want to just air out your dirty laundry with random anonymous users on 4chan?
Yeah, absolutely. Anonymous user who we all know who you are because you can't figure out how to reply to things. Yeah, eat shit because Hanako.
Yeah. Post number 2850049. Fuck off.
What an asshole.
Mantis. How would you go about turning constancy? I'm not even gonna fucking bother. Jasmine guy into characters.
It's Constance. And if I were to consider making them, I probably wouldn't. Just because I don't think the two characters have enough.
And one of them is mute, which is illegal now, right?
Well,
unless you do a tag team, you could do a tag team.
If I were to actually do her, I think it would more so be like she has the sort of stand bots that also like sort of talk. So I would just have them do the talking sort of thing. So I feel like you could make her work, but it would be a lot of work and you'd probably have to make a shit ton of those little stand bot thingies to walk around the whole screen all the time. Jasmika, though, I have no fucking clue.
I don't think Kisuke can create a model to truly fucking what are words? God damn it! Why am I so stupid today?
Are you like high right now?
No, I'm not.
You can't form sentences.
Like something absolute unit. She's a big girl. Kisuke doesn't support that.
Wow.
It does if you're not a coward.
Way to fat shame. Come on.
I'm not. I'm calling out Pochi for fat shaming.
You can do it with like belts and some trickery.
You can do anything with belts.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at what Mike has done for the elf lady.
Arafuda?
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, and unlike some people, I didn't want to shame myself by
Well,
not knowing.
you just have to say elf with a really bad Japanese accent.
I'm not doing that either.
Also, I wouldn't really call her thick with like 2 C's, maybe 1 C.
1 C and 1 K.
Yeah,
That's the rating.
yeah. Just you know, just thick. You know.
Not extra thick.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
The absolute state of no, not the absolute state of that implies something negative. But the current
In awe of the
Oh,
size
yeah.
of this lass.
It's like the difference between being shit and being the shit.
Excuse me. Both thick with 2 C's and with a K and a C are good. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now let's get into the questions that have nothing to do with SPNati. Since
What about all the other questions? You've skipped over some questions?
yeah, I know. We're gonna get to those after the other ones.
Johan
I'm
wants
sorry
to
we
finish
messed
off
up
the episode with some hashtag content.
Yeah.
I think we should finish it with shitty memes.
Okay.
All right.
So the first question is just E, just the letter E 18 times.
Well, what do you think about that, Johan?
I think once.
All right.
He just
Goodbye.
died.
You died.
Yeah.
I can't believe Johan is fucking dead.
Press E to pay respects.
E.
In the
Okay.
meantime, I'm gonna. Oh, I thought I would get to play a brief musical interlude.
um,
It's like 2
so
a.m. My flatmates will hate me.
This is really gonna suck, but could we just take like a 20-minute interlude? Something important's come up.
That's fine.
Yuri,
I'm
would you
gonna
like to play a song on your harmonica?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Oh, I don't have the harmonica. I left that at home.
Okay, so you guys just do your thing. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
We're still going to be talking about E.
Okay, yeah, you do that. I'll edit out anything stupid.
So the entire conversation.
Maybe.
All right. Hi.
Howdy doody.
E.
Does anyone here smoke weed?
No. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you even like hear me from this distance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, neato. Forgot what I was doing.
Strumming.
You just do your comedy act.
You have to pay money for that, coward. I'm not just giving out my best content for free.
You gave us Hanako for free.
Yes,
It's not our best content.
Wow.
Q is my best content. No, my best content is behind a paywall. It's in Secret SPNati.
Oh yeah, the second secret SPNati.
Guru Edition.
Does second secret SPNati not have a cap on the amount of characters?
No, people don't want to add enough. They haven't hit the limit yet.
Yeah,
There's
that's
exactly
pretty fair.
69 characters at any time.
Oh.
Images take up a lot less space because there's fewer body parts.
Oh. That makes sense.
It's just how I design characters. Just how I roll. if you want to make a character striking and visually interesting, just hack chunks off of them. It's character design 101.
Is that what gave us Hanako? She
I mean, she's not
qualifies for the
messy,
Giro edition.
Just a little messed up. Just a little crispy.
Parts of the skin are off.
Tastes like bacon. Yeah, there's no mistake in front of... I can't remember what the chords are
Love
for
into
this.
the oven.
Yeah, I can't remember the chords, not the words. I know the words, you coward. Yeah, there's no mistaking from the love into the oven. Yeah, you know what I'm baking. She's a timid girl. Like a leaf, yeah, she's shaking. You say Hanako's the best. No, you're just faking. Okay, yeah, no, this song is propaganda, actually.
How so?
Lily isn't best girl. Lily isn't best girl, that's how so.
Who is best girl?
Ren, probably. Maybe Hanako, if you're a coward. Not a coward. Hanako's not a cowardly move.
Real talk, I haven't played Katawa Shoujo.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing with your life, man?
Watching Vandred.
Nobody's watched Bandress.
Somebody watched it. Old people. Back in 2000.
That is what I find so fucking hilarious, is that the Vandred characters are some of the most popular characters in this game. And it's a show that nobody's really watched.
I think it's a stretch to
I
say
mean,
they're the most popular characters.
Basically, like, a step above OCs in terms of obscurity. And probably the amount of depth that SPNati brings. I mean, I'm not going to accuse Vandred of being a vapid, depthless series that presents oversimplified early 2000s Japanese gender politics.
For the sake of comedy.
For the sake of comedy, which is usually, not like the most nuanced take. I'm not accusing it of any of that.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
of adding depth that's not present. But yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
I mean, what I did is no different, really, from the guy that made the dating sim, which is how I found it. Which is he took a show and added more depth to it by really obsessively working on this thing that nobody else cared about.
Oh, so SPNati.
I literally just became him. Like, it's the new generation him and what he did for that show. Which is a bunch of people found it by him really insanely working on it.
Oh. So there's this whole big dating sim about Vandred that you played and then you made the characters. Interesting.
Well, I played it back in like 2010.
Yeah,
It was on Newgrounds. And then, I was like horny and a teenager. So it was like, is this some kind of hentai show? I need to see this.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't, but it was charming.
Yeah. That's all you can ask for in a show,
So what do you think Johan's doing?
Probably boiling a pizza, I think.
It's a real
Fending off Wolverines.
Does he fend off Wolverines a lot? Speaking of which, Wolverine for SPNati when? I think everyone would appreciate that.
A decent amount of people probably would.
Yeah, it's not like Hugh Jackman is an unattractive man. He's Hugh Jackman.
He's a huge, jacked man.
He is a huge, jacked man. Who should we cast as Wolverine? Maybe we should get some sort of huge, jacked man. I know.
Really
Yeah.
though, I think if you look at like the play statistics that the mods don't give us, I really doubt the Vandreds are all that high.
I mean, fair enough.
They
Don't they do really well in like this resorts though?
well,
of line count.
that's partially due to the factoring in of line count.
Yeah, that's fair.
They do always get an amount of votes that I consider surprising and humbling. But again, that is a sample of people who care enough about the game to vote in a resort for it,
That's very true.
which is not everyone who plays it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And realistically, the people probably voting for manager are probably the people from the server generally. And let's be honest here, probably about 75% of the people that play the game probably are not on the server.
More than that, I mean, the usage statistics for the past month or so have been insane, right? Like the amount of new users or the amount of like unique IPs like quadrupled or something, right?
Is this because Tumblr's dying?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, everyone's escaping to Newgrounds where we have a version, so I guess they're finding us through that.
They have like 2 versions
Oh yeah, we have the old grounds version with all the dead characters, except
with all the worst of the
like-
worst.
it's like really
Worst
old. So it's
possible
not
intro.
even like the good dead characters. It's like the first ones to die.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ! I'm pretty sure
Oh.
Spaghetti Chef is on there.
The Old Grounds edition is like, how can we make the worst possible first impression?
Christ.
It's got like Shaggy and Fred.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's got like
Oh,
old
God.
Velma. It's got old Kara.
He looks like a fucking
I'm
gremlin.
excited. I'm excited for the Kara rework. She's looking good. She's looking good. Or Chara, as some people pronounce it, if they're wrong.
Oh
She
yeah,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah. They've
So
been posting.
all I have to say is she looks full of sadness.
Yeah, new Chara
Also-
looks actually really good rather than that other model, which was well, it was interesting.
Also, someone's sending a real rude bug report about Hanko. Like, give me a fucking second to sort myself. I was on a tight budget, a tight time constraint. Also, it's Johan's fault for breaking it. I admittedly should have used the validator to check default cases weren't still around.
That wasn't your job.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was my job, actually. It was totally my job. And I did it, and I wasn't getting a report of a default line. So I'm confused as to why there's default lines now.
Well, by the looks of it, the period is gone in this sentence, so maybe you just deleted the period and it counts it as a unique line now.
But yeah, I think it's Johan's fault.
Yeah, more than likely.
yeah.
Here's a fun fact. In order
Oh,
to
no,
get rid
it's
of all the
Dolphin
default
Fever.
lines, I changed Ryuko's lines to like placeholders. When I first started writing her, they were just single letters. So for a while, for one stage,
What
she
her
was just
lines
saying
E?
E. She was just saying E all the time.
Eee.
E.
Maybe somebody played Ryuko in the future and came back to the past to ask the question of E to us for the podcast.
E.
It's the line I find the most compelling.
It's a good line.
It really just speaks to me.
You know, when Satsuki makes that
I'm back!
speech about pigs in human clothing to the student body, and Ryuko just responds with E.
Wait, did you guys seriously go on about the letter E?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was E the whole time.
That's impressive.
Mom at one point, no one commented on it.
It was
All
good.
right.
How long was that?
I don't know. My grandparents are in town, and my mom made me eat dinner with them.
Did you tell them
can't
you're
just say
busy
that on the
talking about
podcast.
anime porn?
We all look like amateurs.
I was pretty vague about what I was doing.
I'd imagine.
And now that you've walked away, they're like, "Oh, he was masturbating."
No.
Oh,
He
that
didn't even
Johan.
wash his hands. He didn't even wash his hands before eating.
Probably to that Kamina boy. He's so weird.
They know I'm recording a podcast. They just don't know what it's about. I simply tell them it's about video games.
There is nothing weird about Kamina.
What video games?
Video games in general.
SPNati Plays. Is that the new channel?
Oh, that'd be fun. You should play
Twitch
Resident
Slays.
Evil.
First game is Getting Over It.
Oh, Christ. Oh, wow. I hate that. So much. But it's a good game. You should play it. That's my shameless shilling. Bennett 40, sponsor us. We will advertise for you.
Anyway,
Well,
Is that like the 2018 version of QOP?
Well, it's made by the same guy. So we should put Quop and...
Wait, is it
Getting
really?
Over It guy. Yeah, same guy.
Son of a
we should-
bitch.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
We should put them in SPNati. They should
Hold
be...
on, I'm gonna Google this shit so you're not fucking with me.
Yeah, they're both Bennett 40. See, Quop is on 40.net. They're the same guy.
speaking of
Son of a
2018, what was your guys'
My
favorite
Bennett
meme from 2018?
Probably moths, unless there's ones I don't remember.
Thanos snap.
We got moth girls.
Thanos snap. Yeah.
Thanos
that's
snap
fine.
is applicable to so many situations.
Some of them bad. Yeah, I'm calling you the fuck out faraway vision.
That shit has been around since like May or April or whenever that movie came out, and it's still funny.
Does all. For those of you not in the loop and in the know, now we have trading cards on the Discord server, so you have a reason to join and collect SPNatis.
Yeah.
Even if
you
they can be revoked from you at any time in a Thanos snap to adjust the rarity.
if you want to play yet another gotcha that'll screw you over, you don't have to pay real money. I mean, you can send us real money.
Not yet. I mean, there's...
All you have to do
It's
is
on
spam Discord, like I do when I play Nuzlocke, just to dunk on Mystic Knight.
Alrighty. Mantis, what's your favorite meme of 2018?
Bowsette, I guess, because she saw it.
Nice.
That is a good choice.
You
When
know
are we
what?
getting her first?
Haven't
That
we
is
moved
the-
on to Boozette?
That is the fuck it. That's the smart man's answer. It's because it's hot.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
Okay. This one I'm almost certain was asked by Yuri. If two guys were on the moon and one killed the other with a rock, would that be fucked up or what? Yeah.
Would they-
What is this a reference to that people keep asking it?
I don't know.
Would
When
they-
did this originally come up?
It's a reference to nothing. It's just pure nonsense.
Well, people have been insistently asking it on the podcast, which, like, it's got to be a joke about something.
It is literally just a copy pasta.
From
Where
what?
did it originate?
Probably
Okay.
it originated from.
The earliest archived existence was a question on Yahoo Answers saying, if there were two guys on the moon and one killed the other with a moon rock, how would you react? And that was in December of 2008.
I guess I'd give it a thumbs down.
I would not approve of such an action.
Am I also on the moon?
There's so many questions to be asked here.
Yeah, really, am I like watching these two guys fight on the moon?
I don't know, is it like televised?
It's a national televised recording of some guy killing another
Like,
guy.
can you imagine the moon landing footage if Neil Armstrong like stepped out of the probe onto the surface of the moon, like, you know, one small step, etc. But then halfway through, he's like, one small step for a man, but one giant leap. And then Buzz Aldrin just charges him with a moon rock and bashes him over the head.
Yeah, they're just like slow motion kung fu fighting on the moon.
They could do, on the moon. You can do real life air combos.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I think more fighting
games
games should
because
take
the
place on
moon's
the moon.
out of
You could actually like air juggle people on the moon.
Ooh.
Then you tag
don't
in
know.
for an assist.
You,
I don't
you
know
could
if
throw them
physics
up and then
works
like
that
jump
way.
up and continue the combo.
Yeah.
I don't know if physics works that way.
All right, and for the last Mimi question, if you were a Minecraft block, which would you be?
Bedrock.
Note block.
What was yours, Yuri?
Note block.
All right. What about you, Mantis?
Bone block.
There's no bone block, you coward.
There is. There is.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
they updated it.
Yeah.
I've not played vanilla Minecraft in like 6 years.
Yuri.
I played it like last month with you guys.
Yeah. I'd probably be Glowstone because I'd like to think that I help light up the world a little bit, but I'm also very fragile.
Yeah, and you belong in hell.
Yeah, that too.
I'm the bedrock of this community.
It's
I'm
true.
unbreakable.
It's true. I'd almost say you're the grass block since you're the face of the community as well.
But I've never posted my face.
No, okay. Well,
But you will one day.
Also, I've had this fucking Aikuro Mikisugi avatar for a while now. Got to change it soon.
so a Minecraft grass block.
No.
I will pay you in SPNati trading card game points to do it.
Ooh.
To
I
become
gave him a
Minecraft
Maya
block.
card and he gave it away. Spat on the face of our friendship.
Last Christmas, I gave you my mate, but the very next day, you gave it away.
Alrighty.
I'm not playing the trading card game.
You could have just kept it.
But Halo actually wanted the card, and he like knew Vandred before. Like I put Maya in SPNati. Actually, like he actually likes it, and her. So why would I not give it to him?
That's fair, I guess.
That guy's awesome. He made like a Gasconia model and a Dito model.
That was pretty cool.
Shout out to that guy. Halo.
I'm excited to see Aqua in the game. I know he's not writing her, but he did make that model, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. Aqua
Which
from
Aqua are we talking
Konosuba,
about
that
here?
is. Because Aqua
Yeah.
from Kingdom Hearts is currently cursed.
I blame myself.
Don't be mean.
Anyway. Now for the actual real SPNati questions. Some characters on the roster do not have 25 targeted and or 10 special lines that all characters must have now in order to get onto testing. Should these characters be taken offline before ones that do?
Probably, yeah, because most of them are like dead characters, right? So
Yeah, they're not going to get updated anyway.
yeah.
I feel like for most of these are just characters that are going to get culled anyway.
Mm-hmm. Except
Yeah,
Moon.
I mean, there are some enduring. Yeah, there are some enduring old characters that are, for all intents and purposes, dead. That are still popular. So I guess it's a bit of both. Like if there's one that doesn't technically meet the 25 targeted and 10 special lines requirement, but they are an enduring popular character or they add significant value, then it may be worth keeping them over someone who, say, does have 100 targets, but they're not particularly valuable to the
Here's an
community.
idea. How about instead of this requirement, you start culling the characters that were never actually sponsored?
All the characters that I think are bad should be removed, and all the characters I think are good should stay. Does that answer the question?
Who do you think's good?
Moon. So my opinion is already just shit.
Is that it?
No, you know how we should do it?
Yeah, Moon is the only good character we've ever had.
Not even
other than
Q?
Krista.
This is how we should
You-
pull characters from now on. Every year, we'll just take a moment where we snap our fingers and remove half of the game randomly.
Oh Christ! Do you think
It's
Moon died in the? Do you think Moon died in the Thanos snap, or is she too powerful to be killed?
Too powerful to be killed.
Yeah, I think Moon's already dead. I don't think you can kill that which has no life.
I think if you try to
She's
snap
just
and
a
kill
hollow
Moon, you just.
swimsuit
I
full
think
of bugs.
Thanos just like taught her STDs.
Christ.
She's like a cockroach. You probably can't kill her.
Oh god, we have a
Took that
bot
gauntlet
I
and he
made.
started scratching. You know.
We have a bot that I made in the Discord that just posts facts about Moon. It's a fun time. So you should join the Discord, everybody. Participate. Be part of
It
the
is the
conversation.
easiest way to get started on making a character.
Or the easiest way to get
Learning
feedback.
facts
Or
about
the
Moon.
easiest way to have friends. Yeah, also learn facts about Moon. It's a learning experience. The bot can also play Despacito whenever something is very sad.
Oh.
It has an array of random Despacito remixes.
You
And
can
it can
also
pick
just get Tatsu to play Despacito.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not as fun playing like T exclamation mark YT Despacito, or you could be like, oh, "This is so sad, Natricia, play Despacito." One just packs more emotional punch.
Alrighty, Mantis, do you think that characters that lack the requirements that are now the testing requirements should be cold characters that do?
Yes, like this. It's kind of an obvious. Well, again, with the Moon thing, I'm personally somebody who also thinks Moon should probably still be in the game. I'm a filthy fucking person, I know.
We need a heal!
Exactly, that's kind of my thought. So, like, but like, I think other than her, most other people falling under that sort of requirement are going to end up getting called either by line count or by the popularity count that we're going to be kind of doing at some point.
Fairly soon, we're running out of characters under 500 lines. There's
Yeah,
only a few left. So then shit gets real.
Yeah, then we just...
We're gonna start eating each other.
Okay, next question.
I'd like a list of these characters, honestly.
The characters that don't meet the current standards?
Yeah.
Ask Hex. I'm sure he'll do it. He's good at making the documents and stuff.
I feel like it's hard to answer this question otherwise.
Yeah, we don't know who we're killing. That's exactly how it should be. You just snap. There we go.
Also,
it's fair.
I'd just like to have another public service announcement here. We just got another bug report saying that Monica is glitching the other characters.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
That's intentional.
Yeah.
Monica.
If you come to the dev Discord, there's a couple types of bug reports that we get that we just well, you're an idiot is basically our assumption. We can determine that you're an idiot just based on that.
There's a useful bug report.
Such as Monica's very obvious glitches, you thinking that they're actual glitches. People not understanding poker hands and wondering why they're losing with a pair. People correcting typos and getting them wrong.
There's the people who role play with the characters.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh fuck!
There's the guy who keeps flooding Natsuki's channel. Actually, there's various characters now who are getting bug reports where people are using the bug reports to communicate with the characters, and we can read them all, and we're laughing at you, like, so you know, if you're one of the people.
I'm not. I'm upset that they're not doing it for mine. I feel like I'm hurt. Like my character's not good enough.
I do feel left out, but also I'm kind of glad.
Johan, Rinka is a D-list Fire Emblem character.
Wow.
Monica and Natsuki and those, not only are they from Flavor of the Month dating sims, but they are literally characters designed to suck the player's dick at all times.
Really?
Just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right.
So what did you expect?
Poor Rinka.
I will make you love my wife.
Will you?
Through sheer force.
I think she needs to be a goth for that to happen.
Okay.
Monica is like, I'm glad you're here for me, player. And then Revy's just like, fuck you, shit ass cunt.
Can't say that on a podcast.
Why
you
not?
very much can.
There are children.
You'd better
There
have a
better
monster
not
cock
be.
or I'm not gonna pay attention to you, that sort of shit.
Fuck you.
All right,
players.
what's the next question?
When typing out SPNati, do you have to say the acronym in your head?
No.
Nope.
No.
I read it as that. It's just SPNati. I just call it that. It's just the words
Yep.
that
I mean, I'm the guy who came up with Spinanon, which nobody can say. So,
You're also the guy who came up with spine on.
no, I'm not.
The truth comes out.
Is it bad that I only just got your name, Spinanon, like this podcast?
What?
I only just understood what your name is supposed to be this podcast.
What?
Well, it's SPNati, but Spinanon. Like an
Yeah.
anon. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not smart sometimes.
It's fine.
Well,
I'm never smart
considering my
anytime.
nickname is like Span and not Anon. A lot of people didn't get it.
Alrighty.
It's actually short for Spanish. Anon, because he's from Spain.
I just wanted a name that was short and kind of had something to do with the game. So you Spinati was taken. So now I have you Spinanon.
But not for long.
For a while. It's dead now.
Spinati is I mean the name is up for grabs now. So
I'm sure someone's taken it.
no.
Can we take deleted usernames?
I don't
Are
know.
you guys using
We'll have
different
to do.
usernames for Spinati work? Or
Yes.
Not on. I don't use Reddit for anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I just use it for Spinati work mostly, but my dev name for this is basically just like a variant on one of my usual ones. So you can
Mine
probably
is,
hunt it down.
believe it or not, the username I use for most things is not Rink of Escrow. I know I'm a hack fraud.
wow, hack.
Yeah, if you truly loved your wife, Johan, she'd be your username for everything.
Alrighty. Next
If you look in
question
Johan's
is,
yearbook, right next to it is Rinka Best Girl.
I mean, that actually is true, but we don't have to talk about that.
Your yearbook says Rinka is best girl.
It might.
Wow. I mean, my yearbook quote was a quote from the series Peep Show. So I have no room to talk here.
My
Specifically,
yearbook
it
quote
was,
is actually a quote from Pokemon, but that's not important.
mine was, wow, what
Well-
an idiotic fool I was 10 or 11 seconds ago. It's a good thing it'll literally never happen again.
Alright. Next question is, do you think that epilogues are important? I feel
Well,
like
we've gone quite a few releases now with basically no epilogues.
Hanukkah's
Yep.
getting an
That's what's
epilogue.
inspiring this question.
I think epilogues are like a good garnish. Like they give you a sense of reward. That's like your only real tangible reward until we get a trophy room. So they are useful for that, and I think they can provide good additional characterization for stuff that you couldn't really show within the parameters of the normal game.
Yeah.
Or for like alternate versions of characters that people might want to see. Extended interactions between them now with dual epilogues. So I think that they're useful, and I definitely prefer having them to not.
Yeah. I don't consider
Well,
a
I guess
character
so.
really complete. At least one of my characters complete, unless they have an epilogue.
But they're useful and good, and I like them.
And they'll be making more epilogues once they get Ryuko on testing. And Ryuko's definitely getting an epilogue. Don't worry.
what about you,
uh,
Mantis?
I think they're a good addition, but I don't think they should, even in the remotest sense, be considered a quote-unquote requirement for a character.
No, they shouldn't be a requirement. I just
I
personally.
think Yeah, it's like if
I
you
don't
if
feel-
you are the type of person who wishes to put in the extended amount of time to make an epilogue, that's fantastic and that's awesome to see from a character, but like I personally think plenty of characters can be released without an epilogue, and plenty of characters can be released without an epilogue and never have any plans to have one.
Yeah.
I think an epilogue is like sprinkles on ice cream. They're really they go good on good ice cream, but at the same time, you shouldn't just throw on sprinkles for the sake of having sprinkles, because then you're eating ass on a beach and everybody makes fun of you.
Right. There was a bit of a jump there, but I feel that.
So,
they're both fun beachside activities.
like an epilogue is
Putting
nice,
sprinkles on their ass.
but
Yeah, don't like force an epilogue. Just if
yeah, the first two letters are SPNati stand for strip poker, not epilogue, so it's not necessary, but it's nice.
I feel like SPNati and writing for it is a very, very limited context in a very awkward social situation where it's hard to get to know
Yeah.
someone very
the
well.
epilogue is good for adding more depth and a side to
Yes.
characters you wouldn't normally see within gameplay. So I think
I-
if you've got either, it is basically like what I said, whereas it's either if you think it can add depth to a character or add some new angle aside of them that you wouldn't see in gameplay, or some sort of further exploration of their character, or if it's like an alternate version or some sort of thing that you want to explore within that, like that you couldn't normally do in the game, or just if you want to see them interact in a certain situation that you think would be good. Then
It's a great and potentially very emotionally satisfying way to develop their relationship with the player, and go into like a side of them, a side of their characterization that you couldn't really get to otherwise.
Yeah, like for one character I'm working on that I post all the time because nobody fucking likes her. I mean, the sort of point in her characterization within the game itself is being borderline insufferable. But the epilogue is this moment of vulnerability and an exploration of why are you like this?
Is it Zoe?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it was about Hanako. I'm
No.
kidding.
What do you mean?
Hanako's
Hanako's
insufferable.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, all these burn victims always crying about their burns. They should
Oh,
shut
I
up.
know, right? Oh,
This fucking bitch
They're
won't stop
massive
about how she's
death.
disfigured. God,
I'll
grow up.
crying all the time.
Throwing a pity party, huh? Like,
I actually didn't write a single line about Hanako acknowledging her burns because she doesn't in the game. She doesn't like to talk about it because she got the burns in the fire that killed her parents. So,
Oh my god, I just realized I get to write Revy lines to Hanako now.
oh no!
I shouldn't have done this.
She's not gonna make fun of her too much. She works with Balalaika all the time. She's burned even more than Hanako is.
What have we done, Johan?
There's a chance for wholesome.
Revy is going to be like supportive. Be like,
that's
you could
nice.
totally become a crime boss.
That's nice? Question mark.
I'm glad that Yuri's the one writing targeted lines because I'm not sure how to have Hanako react to that.
Revy's gonna be like, okay, you gotta own that shit. You gotta march in and just scare the shit out of people with those burns.
Jesus Christ! Even I don't know how to respond to that.
I mean, that's a better direction to take it than what Revy could be doing as the alternative.
Yeah.
So
It is definitely the best course.
That's too easy for Revy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Revy to punch down.
There's no
Revy wants
fun
a challenge. Revy is not a
There's
bully.
no fun to be had in mocking burn victims. It's just not fun for anyone involved.
Revy sees like Jotaro and starts shit with him. She wants to take him down. She doesn't give a shit about. She'll like She doesn't give a shit about like this timid schoolgirl.
Oh. Please don't make her
Alrighty.
cry.
And for the fourth question, what makes for a good epilogue? Don't break character. And
Kind of
make
what
it.
we were saying
Don't
before.
eat ass on a piece.
Yeah, don't do that.
Another point of why
Stop
epilogues
myself.
might be important is if you want your character to get recognition and popularity, that's a good way to do it. Because I can tell you, the Vandred characters would not get nearly as many votes if they didn't have epilogues, and to give unfamiliar players a reason to play them.
I say I agree, but I've never unlocked Joe's epilogue, so.
Well,
Why
I
not?
can't unlock those epilogues. So I
I'm
guess,
I'm gonna make female ones. Okay.
You'll get there eventually. I'm sure. I'm sure you will.
Do you want
The
Ryuko or do you want
irony-
female epilogues?
The sheer boldness and irony of Yuri saying that somebody else will get there eventually.
Would you rather I just become a NEET and work on SPNati full time?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, me too.
Start a
but-
Patreon. Start a Patreon.
Donate to me on Patreon, guys. I'm making sexy girls for this.
Remember to smash that like button and subscribe.
Now that we're on YouTube, I can totally sell out and do that. But you
$5
won't.
patrons get targeted lines to whoever they want.
Are we ad supported?
No, I don't think we can be.
Why not?
Is this not family friendly?
I was thinking more along the line. Actually, I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if we could get copyright claims on the
No.
podcast.
You can't copyright claim a podcast unless.
I mean,
the
we are
podcast-
talking about porn, and I have said cunt a few times already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that won't demonetize you.
We just gotta get Team U porn. Anyway, the next question is, who's your favorite?
Oh, wait, I forgot. What makes a good epilogue? Actually have sex in it.
Yeah, them actually, like, or at least something kind of sexy happening in it. Don't just.
And don't cut out before the best part.
Yeah.
Marceline.
Oh, I
Hold
did that
up.
for. I did
Hold
that
up
for
now.
Zota. I'm so sad. Why
A
would
good
you hurt me?
epilogue is sexual, and it provides something that the game did not.
Wait, Spanan. I'm sorry. What did you say her name was? How'd you pronounce her name?
Marceline?
Oh yes.
Is that not how you say it?
That is not at all how you say it. It's Marceline.
All right.
Marceline Dion.
I'm sorry, I don't watch children's cartoons.
How come nobody gets on his case when he does it?
Because
Because
it's not
it's
as
just
funny.
not as funny.
God damn it!
Same that.
Who the fuck knows how to say that? Who cares about Adventure Time?
I did.
Once before the accident.
Well, here's the thing. When you correct me, I'm going to say Marceline now, because now I know. I'm not going to keep on making the same mistake.
Hey, Johan, who's that Legend of Zelda character?
Narwhal.
Link. He kills the bad guys and doesn't afraid of anyone. Moving on.
Yeah.
Who got? What was your
please
guys?
don't make your epilogue just them stripping in the woods,
that?
because like you already saw them strip in the game. Like, please have them actually having sex.
Or doing
Like, if you-
something different at the very least.
If you can't think of an epilogue idea, just put them in a series relevant setting and have the player fuck them, and it'll be a good epilogue.
Assuming you do it well. I mean,
It's hard to go wrong with
their
that.
series doesn't lend itself. If the series setting doesn't lend itself to that, then it's weird.
Like
as
what?
heck. Like, I'm sorry to pick on the guy who did Clover from Zero Escape, but the Zero Escape setting where you are stuck on a sinking boat and you have bombs sewn into your stomach
I'm already
doesn't
turned
really
on.
doesn't, unless you're Johan, Thursdays or Door, doesn't really lend itself well to having a fun time.
Unless you're a coward, in which case it's great. Wait. Fuck.
You got that mixed up.
I did. I absolutely did. Okay.
Listen, as much as I would absolutely love to write an epilogue where Mindy hammers a fucking ice pick through your brain again, that's not good for SPNati.
What now?
It's an OC, don't worry about it.
Would you like to
It's a lot.
explain who Mindy is?
Oh, she's a character from a separate video game I'm working on.
She's Yandere Nugi-chan.
Yeah, basically. And there was Kizuki art of her hammering an ice pick through the brain of someone else's OC. And that's not really SPNati-friendly content.
You say that, but Kira will be getting an epilogue eventually.
I cannot wait.
Hashtag stump fucking. Anyway, moving swiftly away from that is your favorite character from 2018. Don't say your character.
Q.
Motherfucker.
Well, you know,
Was Q 2018 or was she 2017? Christ, that was so long ago now.
I think she was 2018.
Q?
What year was Vriska?
Vriska's
This was
not.
2018. She came out in
I
like
know
March.
this is not in the game. Okay, she came out about March. I want Vriska back. That's what I want.
I'm gonna go with Ochiko.
Oh, I did that model and probably
It's a real good
fixes
model.
at probably pose fixes at some point since NMAF doesn't know how eyelashes work.
2018 was a pretty great year for SPNati. Lots of top quality additions such as Maya, Jura, and Revi.
Yeah.
You can't
I'm
say your
going
own
down the
characters.
list. Say was
Say
absolutely
wasn't
top
2018.
class.
Say it was
She was
not
in
2018.
Yes, she was.
She's been around for ages.
Say was in the
She
game
got
before
one
Rinka.
Say
Yeah,
was
she was.
released in 2018 officially.
Oh, was she just on testing forever?
Yeah.
Oh,
Say was added to testing on August 2017.
Oh, remember when testing didn't have a 1 month limit? Oh, good times, good times. Remember when fucking INO was on there for 60 years and fucking everyone. I don't mean to single out INO. I mean everyone was on testing for several years.
Chiaki was for like.
Well, there's a current
months.
record holder for longest testing stint.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that. Not
But you
here.
know, it's all in the past, really.
That was after the 30-day cullings, though. That's like the longest one of all time, and it was after 30-day culling. Or no, it wasn't longest of all time. It was just the
I
longest.
think
after
that might be
30-day
the
culling.
reason for that.
So what about you, Mantis? What is your
I mean,
favorite character this year?
it was the reason for not being allowed more than 2 characters on the tables at any one time. Speaking of which, Johan, you better sponsor Kauna so I can add Akko already.
I'll get on that. I'll work on it as fast as I can.
Yeah, you'd better. I don't want to be waiting for you again.
Real funny girl, aren't
so
you?
cocky.
Real
I am
funny girl.
Yeah, that's what they pay me to do.
Some kind of comedian, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. It's my job. It's my legally protected job. I don't have any legal protections. I'm completely fucked when the economy tanks.
Rest in peace.
Mantis, who's your favorite character of the year?
I would either say Monica, just because I don't know, she's really fun, or Amalia, just because like I've never played the game, or I've never watched the show, but she's really fucking good.
Wasn't Wakfu originally a game and then it was made into a series?
Wakfu's an MMO that is a sequel to a different MMO, and then they made a show about Wakfu.
Hey, so I nailed it.
Yeah, it's
You
both.
are right.
It's both a game, a show, and then they made a comic that takes place between seasons 2 and 3 of the show, and then there's a bunch of spin-off games
And
that
then there's
may
this
or may not be
weird
canon.
one where Amalia enters this strip poker game and she loses her clothes. It's
Really fascinating lore.
Real deep lore. So, what's the next question?
If you had full control over the resort, which characters would you put first?
Mine.
Mine. I'd probably keep the front page the way it is, to be honest, because all those characters are really, really strong contenders.
The way
I
the
will.
polls say, because as a wise man once said, I love democracy, so I would take the polls and then I would readjust the voting weights to whatever was most beneficial to my my whims, based on obscure algorithms that I just pull out of my ass, and then no one can fault me for that because I can claim it's democratic.
Good call.
I'd keep it mostly the same, except I'd take Pitt off of page 1 and put all the male characters at the back.
You coward!
The current roster is okay, except Q is too low because there's too much value put on line count and not enough on popularity. In my personal opinion, because that's the opinion that benefits me the most.
If you wrote more lines, Q would be more popular.
I'm writing more lines. The Q update is coming soon. Trademark.
Just
But
write.
you didn't publish them.
I just I don't know what the new resort is like, so I can't comment on that because it's not happened quite yet.
Just
by
merge a one-line Q update every day.
I used to do that with Rinka.
My plan is like 15 lines per day, but then that got sidetracked. Right now she's at like 70 new lines or something. So I'm gonna really push and try for like 1,000.
Who's she targeting?
A lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of people. Right off the bat, the ones I can see are Palutena and Pet, May, Felicia, Jen,
Navi.
Raka. I don't think she actually targets Navi at all yet. I'll need
There's
to target
stuff
Navi.
there.
Yeah, there's obviously stuff there. There's so much stuff there.
I made it. I asked Dorian to specifically target the line where Chiaki asks Q if she's a helpful fairy that'll guide him on their quest.
Let's see. There's yeah. I wrote like this extensive like marker tree involving Marinette and possibly Blake dependent, and I need to incorporate Callie into that as well. Just about vigorous anal fisting. That is a whole tangent.
Now, how complex is the marker thing? Do you think you're Opal?
I don't know how complex Opal's marker thing is, but
enough to make a character possessed.
Like, it's not that complex. It is just this dialogue tree of remarks about anal fisting that can happen if Marinette says a very specific line about Q keeping her gloves clean.
Huh.
Alrighty.
Anyways, if I had everything in the world, I would probably put on the front page Monica, Pitt, Amalia, and Maya.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I don't want Monica on the front page just because of the people that think her glitches are real.
Yeah, that is a double-edged sword.
But at the same time, she's probably
Then Maya
by
doesn't
far
deserve
the
to.
most popular character that we have.
Hey, if people shouldn't be on the front page because they don't understand how the game works, then Maya shouldn't be on the front page because they don't understand the dual epilogue thing.
That
Yeah,
is
but I
true.
fixed that now. You can add hints now. Based faraway vision.
When are we getting the
I've-
trophy room, Vision? When are we getting the trophy room?
I have not gotten a bug report since adding that hint, so I think it finally worked.
Oh. Ew.
Okay. Anyone else got anything to say?
Not really.
Smoke weed every day.
Okay, then the next question. What work in progress are you the most excited for?
Hex Maniac.
Yep, Hex Maniac,
I believe in you,
Setsura,
Hex. You can do it.
and Ibuki, and DDLC Yuri are the ones that come to mind.
DLC Yuri is like fucking buried though. Everyone has to finish all their other stuff. Speaking of underscore, who's working on DDLC Yuri apparently, Vriska, bring her back. That's all I want. That's all I want. Is she a what?
Pretty
She's a work in progress, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she counts. Besides that, there are other ones that I'm excited for. Mostly my own.
Oh, well, same.
Also-
I'm excited for your shit too.
I mean, the elf lady. She's fun. Let me check the listing of works in progress on the document.
And while you do that, we can have Mantis answer.
Give Akko. But other than
I
Akko,
just gave you Hanako. You asked me for more. You asked me for more.
more.
Oh.
But other than Akko, Diana as well. That just easy fucking targets for Latte. Jinx from League of Legends. I know she's in progress by Zuja, I believe.
Yep.
I've always really liked Jinx from League of Legends, so that's going to be really fun to see. And also, unironically, Sandy.
Yeah, boy.
You're dead to me.
You know, it was bound to happen.
There's
This-
apparently is it a rework or is it a revival of Dark Magician Girl? Which sounds interesting.
I honest to God hope that she references that she was off the table and that like Monster Reborn is how she got back.
That would be great.
She was put back in the deck.
Oh yeah. Fuck, there's
I don't
totally
know.
cards shuffled. There's totally
I don't
cards
know
shuffled
enough
cards
about
back into the deck.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You do not.
I
I want to teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh and Duelio.
When somebody
What
takes
is-
off their pants, you should just be like right leg of the forbidden one.
I have a question for you, Johan.
Yeah?
Pot of Greed. What does that do?
I activate the spell card, Pot of Greed. This card allows me to add 2 more cards from my deck to my hand.
Mm.
The only
What does
the
Pot of
only
Greed do?
What if your deck is just like half pot of greed, and you just
Well,
keep
you
pulling it?
You can only have 3 copies of a card in your deck at a time.
That's stupid.
if you're playing by regulation rules, maybe. But
Well, because
This is the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. How do we play?
okay, so no, they always told me the devil would be handsome. I'm not gonna fall into that hole. If you want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I will gladly teach you if you ask me on the Discord. But for now,
when's the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast hosted by Johan? I was told that's what I was coming on for.
that it's so tempting.
Can I learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh by watching the show?
Yeah, actually. I'd
doesn't
say that.
Yu-Gi-Oh have like being sent, like having your soul sent to hell and being like cut apart by
The Shadow Realm.
circular soul blades? Like, is that how?
Yeah, that's part of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's my fetish.
Well, yeah, it's everyone's fetish. Being torn apart by circular souls.
You get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Mindy saws your skull in half.
Oh. Well,
Jeez.
there's worse ways to go.
Now you make her sound like some sort of like monster who will just willy-nilly saw your head apart. Like, I mean, she will do that, but it's for your own good.
She only does it if
she's
you ask. Nice.
I'm not going to say she's a qualified surgeon, but she's a skilled one.
Is this just Frankenfran that you're trying to pass off as your OC?
No, not at all.
Doubt.
Not at all. For one thing,
Oh yeah, when's Gavril coming out?
hopefully soonish. She's at like 600-ish lines. She still has a lot of poses to go. I feel like her current pose range is quite limited because she only really has disdain, anger, disgust, and cruelty. I mean, it is really all that she can exhibit, but it still feels quite limited, so I might diversify the pose a bit more. And her last couple stages, there's a bit of a slight gimmick, so that requires some degree of work done. But the plan is to have her have some like quite thick dialogue because she is sort of a flat and one-dimensional character. So to make up for that, I'm basically just replaying her over and over again. And whenever I encounter a repeated line, I'll just make another and then keep replaying her until I can play full games with like absolutely no repeats. And stuff like that.
Alrighty.
Other things I'm excited for, according to this document right here, Black Thulu, who has done a lot of good stuff, is working on Mavis, not Mavis Beacon, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Mavis Dracula, and also Roberta from Black Lagoon, both of which I'm very interested to see. Mavis perhaps more so. Sorry to hate on Black Lagoon.
I'm gonna have my targeting work cut out for me.
I like Roberta, I guess. I prefer Bloodtrail Roberta to Classical Roberta, but Classical Roberta is cool too. There's Bluecoin working on Cadence from Crypt of the Necrodancer, which seems fun because she can't stop dancing or she will die. It's like the bus in Speed.
Isn't Mavis super close to being done too?
According to Black Thulu, by Christmas. Hopefully not before this podcast goes up. That would be embarrassing.
There's also Chloe Price from Life is Strange by Ice, who is a newish creator, it appears.
Oh yeah, I made that model.
Yeah, and that sounded interesting. Zuzia has apparently just decided we're working on Talk from Ruby now. Okay then. I mean, I'm fine with that. I do want the Cockney alligator to eat my face off. Wow, this hasn't been updated in ages. Nmas was still listed as working on Coco, who is on testing. So like, that's over now. Like she's in the game. She's done.
Yeah. Amanda's not on there either.
There's the absolute madness of Johan's list of works in progress, which includes Bonneville from Crush Crush, which sounds fun, and Felix Argyle, who is obviously good. Felix Argyle appeals to, I think, everybody ever on the planet.
Pretty much, except Span, probably.
Oh no, even Span has to be swayed here.
What's happening?
Felix Argyle is happening.
No, we don't give him any details. Oh, God damn it.
Oh, Felix. Oh, that's cool.
Not Fix It Felix. Don't add Fix It Felix, for the love of God.
Too late. Already doing it.
I mean, what the fuck do you want me to say? I'm not gonna get hyped for a male character.
I know.
It's just not gonna happen.
What if it was
Well,
Saitama?
You just put your hand on the bottom half of the screen, and then it's all fine.
I like Saitama. That doesn't mean that I want to see him naked and jacking off.
He'd finish in like one round, anyways.
And it would destroy. We can't add Saitama until environmental destruction is added to SPNati.
Yeah.
When does the physics engine?
It'll be like in the Dragon Ball games when you launch a super and the entire
And it just
stage gets
leaves a
destroyed.
crater. Yeah.
He comes and then it just changes the background to a crater.
Also, I want Tim to deliver Tomoko already.
Tim's taking a break since he's moving back to Texas tomorrow.
Oh
Also-
fuck, dude! Is he gonna get Buddy done?
He may end up boiling that pizza.
I was gonna say, then he also has to boil a pizza.
Jesus. This is one of my own works in progress, so I'm not allowed to be hyped for it. But I also forgot to mention earlier that I'm working on The Convict from Enter the Gungeon. So, like, 70 to 80% of all her lines are just gun and bullet puns, which is a fun time for writing, because I can just make puns for every line.
Gun pun.
You know who I'm excited for, Yuri?
Who?
Ibuki.
Yeah, well, you'll get her eventually, probably, maybe.
The Mahiru selfie already exists.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I was
Anyway,
promised a Mahiru selfie with Maya, and that hasn't happened yet.
well, I was busy writing Kamina, but now that he's on
Maya
tables,
doesn't appear in Maya doesn't appear in photos.
well, yeah, because we're not going to put.
He's too
We're not
much of a
gonna-
deep.
Anyway, I will.
Oh, that'd be funny actually. Give Mavis a Mahiru selfie, and then she'll look at the photo and be like, "She didn't show up.
That does sound great.
Where are you?"
Oh, that would be great.
Shit, we could have done that with Marceline if we were idiots.
You can do it with Mavis. There's still time.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? You're hyped for, Yuri?
Don't think so. Nothing that comes to mind. Besides like the obvious ones that everyone is sort of hyped for. Like I want to see Ryuko. I want another SPNanon character, obviously, but I've never watched Kill la Kill, so
What? It's so
Not that
good.
long.
I watched a bit of the first episode, but I got sort of sidetracked. I should get around to it at some point.
How do you get distracted watching Kill la Kill? It just happens so fast that it's episode's over before you know it.
It's true, and it has Sawano on the music. You literally can't do better than that.
All right, well, I'm glad I didn't get snubbed. I hope Ryuko's good. Please tell me if I fuck her up.
We will, but it's hyper doubt that you will fuck her up because you've been
We'll
batting. You've been batting pretty consistently now.
All right. I don't think she's definitely not the easiest one to write. So we'll see.
Here we've got 6 questions left. How did you get into SPNati? A bit of a generic question, but they're interested. I got on the Ruby R34 subreddit, so thank you for me being here.
I was browsing eHentai one night and came across somebody who uploaded the entire picture archive of Penny, and that got me mildly interested. And then I found you guys and found out, oh, she's probably one of the worst characters, but you know.
What an interesting way to get somebody into this game. I'm weirded out that was uploaded, but I'm glad that it happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's uploaded, but I don't know. That site
doing it
kind of
for,
uploads everything.
Don Hitomi as well. People are uploading archives, but again, it's like the worst characters that nobody cares about.
Wait, which character was it?
For me, it was Penny.
Oh,
I know, like why?
Don Hitomi, I think one of them is like old Kara. Like it's.
Oh yeah, no, this guy I think had Penny and old Kara as well. And
I think I remember seeing a Diva one, but
I'm just
Old
we're
SPNati characters are like
we're
your
an official.
your awkward teenage diaries that you cringe at reading now.
We're an official creator on SPNati. We're a group, not SPNati, on Hitomi. We're a group apparently. But yeah, there's they've posted Kara, Zontan, Gogo, and Penny there. So maybe it was the same person posting them.
More than likely.
Alrighty, Yuri, how'd you?
I actually found it on this collaborative writing site called Cherub. That someone basically just said, "Oh, this is fun. Who wants to write things that are similar to this or inspired by this?" And then they like fucked off almost immediately. But I found the game from it, and I wrote stuff for the game. So, who's the real winner?
You are?
Yeah, that's right. And by extension, all of us are winners because I made Q the best character in the game.
And without you, there'd be no Hanako, and I wouldn't have my gauntlet.
The Infinity Stones.
I have all 6.
Is it time for you to snap?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to kill all the lurkers?
I might.
Oh, 800, are you snapping?
It's about time.
Oh no.
Well, Span, why don't you tell us? I think that we've already heard it, but it doesn't make it less interesting.
Yeah. So if you don't know, I think you already mentioned earlier in this podcast, the ACO servers on board on 4chan, but there's threads about SPNati there, and I currently make and maintain those. But that's because that's how I discovered the game. Was someone else made a thread on ACO. Actually, a couple threads. I think it was like June 2017 that I first saw that and played the game, and it was okay. I mean, I was not expecting much from it, you know. So my first look at the Kisuke art style, and of course the models weren't as good back then. I probably played with like just some of the lower layer characters, like Samus or whatever. It was like, well, that was all right, you know. Now we view Samus as like a poorly written character, but like, you know, if that's all you're expecting is like standard porno writing, she's okay. So I didn't think it was bad. And then like a month later, there was like underage drama about like Videl and whether she was underage, and people were bitching about the mods, and like other people were bitching about Yang. And it was just funny to me that I was just surprised that this game had like a community that had people that had strife and like people arguing and bitching about things, and that was really interesting to me. And I wanted to get in on that.
And now you're on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, apparently I'm the face of the game now. So.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Really, this fucking thing has a podcast. What the fuck?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I'm on it. Why am I on this?
But then I completely ignored the game for like months afterwards, and then it was only after my last winter break, so a year ago, just about, that I was just bored. So I was like, well, if anyone can make a character, then maybe I can make a character. So I just decided to try and make Maya. She was my waifu. See how that went.
And then she broke 10,000 lines.
Well, that took a while, you know.
It took a full
Nobody else has done it, though.
It was with the help of all of you, because it was only because everyone else targeted her and made her as great as she is. So it's all thanks to you.
Aww.
That's sweet.
I'm glad everyone else appreciates my waifu for as good as she is.
She's pretty good.
She's pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you for getting that joke.
No problem. I got you.
Let's see here. Is there a work in progress character you got far in its progress and then you abandoned? I was not gonna fix Amalia, probably. So I just got Mouse to do it for me.
Always a good solution. Get Mouse to do it.
Yep.
Seeing as I've only ever made one character, and honestly, the only reason I completed her was half because I was halfway through her. I've never gotten halfway through and just quit out, mostly because I haven't been around long enough, I don't think.
Yuri, what about you?
Have I ever given up a character? Sorry, I was distracted doing Hanako fixes. What they got found its progress and then got abandoned? Most of them. GLaDOS, for example, got quite far. She was about like 75% done for the time, but then I got sidetracked by other things, and she sort of fell behind with Rising Standards. And she was like my first sort of big enduring project, but then I got sort of working on other things, and I did Q, and by the time I got back to GLaDOS, I realized like she was just kind of a mess in terms of how she was built. Like there was some good stuff in there, but the way that her dialogue and stuff was composed was quite bad.
You should post it on the Discord for us all to enjoy.
Like the lines themselves weren't that bad. It was just kind of a mess of like the targeting was like randomized pools that would be used for every single, like you use the same pool for every single stage for a character, and it was just
all
really
those lines to Chell wasted.
Yeah, it was just really poorly formatted, and also a lot of lines to Chell that were wasted. So that was a thing.
You remember when Chell was in SPNati?
God.
Throwback.
And the model wasn't really bad per se, but again, the way that I built it in Kisuke was quite bad, and it didn't really work super great, so she was scaled quite weirdly. And also she had default blush, which is terrible, and I should have known better.
That might be the least fitting character to have default blush of all time.
So yeah, that happened. Other characters that got quite far and then were scrapped. I did quite a bit of work on Alex from Hotline Miami 2 before I realized that that was just a horrible idea and wasn't fun for anyone. Because it was just, I mean, if you know anything about Hotline Miami, it's not really, it's just a little bleak. It's a little bleak. The same sort of almost goes for Lauren Mallard, who was a character from the podcast Welcome to Night Vale, which the model was sort of bad.
How do you even make a model for a character that's never shown?
So it's an artistic interpretation.
Yeah, it was an artistic interpretation. And she would have had a niche. But I think I've got other characters I'm working on that would fill that niche better, because the whole sort of gimmick was being like this, like a spokesperson and shareholder / CEO / whatever of this like incredibly ominous dystopian corporation that controls everything, and being like super friendly but threatening underneath the surface. And that, that could totally work as a character, but I just don't think I was really feeling it.
I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the right shoulder.
Yeah, the fact that her face was creepy as well.
Oh, well, that's never stopped you before.
Yeah, okay, yes, fair, exactly. The fact her mouth is stitched into a permanent smile is just probably a bridge too far.
for a non-recognizable character.
Beatrix got away
You know
with
how I
it.
got these scars?
Beatrix's face isn't stitched open though. She just has like a hinged jaw, like a snake.
Yeah, but it's similar.
Not really.
Okay.
And there's also Red, who isn't dead per se, but she was written as mute up until the final couple stages, and then we banned mute characters. So
I mean, if she talks at the end, then she would have enough lines.
yeah, I mean, she does technically have enough lines because the sword talks for her. This is Red from Transistor, by the way. The sword
Like,
talks for
mute
her.
characters are only banned because of the line count restriction.
Yeah. The sword talks for her in the last couple stages, but I feel now that, like, if she's mute for most of the game, that's not very fun to play against, and it would really need to be carried by the art, and she's an old as heck model that was made in version 45 of Kizuke. We're now on version 86, so it was not great. Basically, I hope that I'll be able to get her into a decent enough state that she'll be playable and fun to play against at some point. But she's kind of in limbo as it stands.
Alrighty.
But I think, yeah, I mean, I get very far into characters and then scrap them just because I take a kind of scattershot approach of just trying a lot of characters out and seeing which ones the voice for comes most naturally, which I would recommend to people who are getting started. Just try a bunch of characters and see who fits.
I will say, for all the works in progress that you have, they're all interesting.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like don't lock yourself into just one character that you commit yourself to and then come to hate and realize that you can't write. Like, just don't get too hung up on making a single character, like, specifically.
Underscore had 3 characters that he gave up on before making Amy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
But he's one of the better creators here, so...
yeah. If a
3 strikes and a
character
home
isn't
run.
If a
Even though
character
he'd be
isn't
out already.
working for you, there is no shame in either getting someone else to help or just shelving them for now and working on someone who you can write quickly and more confidently.
Yeah. If you want to take something away from this podcast as a new creator, it's that you should give up when things get hard.
Yeah.
No, don't give up. Just simply find the road.
Or, you know, do what I did and take fucking 6. I think I took like 6 months to make Latte. Admittedly, like 4 of those months were me not working on her, and then I came back to her eventually.
I had no idea you were making her until you put her on testing.
Yeah.
That's because I think about 4 months before I put her on testing, I posted in the development Discord like a few things, but like that, I think I might have said maybe 20 words before posting her.
I only had 2 posts on the sub, just asking generic questions, and then I was like, "Hey, I made this character."
About the same, honestly.
I just posted like tons and tons of like models and pose set ideas for characters that will probably never happen. And then someone was like, "Hey, stop posting models and make a character already." And I did, and I made Q, and it was fun.
I remember just asking the mods, "How do I do?" And then they said, "This is how you do." And then I wrote Rinka in like 2 days.
Jesus Christ.
How long did it take for that epilogue?
A day, and it shows. But honestly,
Yeah.
if the worst thing about Rinka is something that's no longer part of it, then I'd like to think that I did a pretty good job.
That's good epilogue advice. If you want to make a female version of your epilogue, don't have it just be the female player watches Rinka eat a man's ass.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
I don't think women are really into that.
Learn from my mistake. I died on the cross for you.
Oh, I really want to see this now. It's probably dead, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
I still have it.
I made a newer epilogue that's good.
Yeah.
And okay, moving swiftly on to the next question.
You didn't ask me.
Who are you?
Oh,
It's Spinning.
Is there
well, anyway, my answer is kind of no.
what? But I thought about Balika.
Well, I didn't really get that far. Well, what counts as getting far? See, I've never started writing a character or even really posing them to any large extent, and then quit it. So I've dropped more than a few projects, but they haven't gotten very far, and that's just because like I was busy updating my other characters in the meantime, so I wasn't constantly working on those works in progress. So a lot of them, I just kind of my enthusiasm for them faded, over the course of that, and I didn't have time to. At no point did I really get, all the cylinders going on them.
I remember you talking about one day wanting to do 2B, and I remember getting sad that that never came to fruition.
Well, I said that if I was all done with whatever else I wanted to make and nobody had made 2B yet, then I would make her.
Help me write 2Bs, Bananon.
Spinan doesn't want to do collabs.
I gave you 10,000
well.
lines of stoic coldness to emulate.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is absolutely what I've been doing, because I can't write a stoic, serious character worth shit, so I am just looking at Mia's lines and thieving them wholesale.
Hey, more stoic short hair girls for me. I don't care. You can steal Maya's lines.
I can't wait to play 2B and just like, this reminds me of Poker with Gascoigne, or whatever her name is.
I just Control F. This reminds me of Poker on the... What's the name of the space station in Nier?
The Nirvana.
Yeah.
It's their ship.
No, what's the name of the
No,
space
in
station?
Nier. The one on the moon. The bunker.
This reminds me of playing poker with Operator 6. Oh, on the bunker.
Oh, it's Mad Lib's lines.
That
Hey,
could be fun.
I do consider Maya's generic lines like the worst writing job that I have in the game. So, you want to copy
Oh,
that?
It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I feel the same
I
about
consider
Rika.
Mia the worst job in the game as well.
I definitely want to go back and make them better.
Generics are hard.
Oh yeah, they are.
Generics are sometimes okay, but like minor object generics.
Oh, they're the
are
worst. Because they're not
No, they're
quite
the
in,
hell.
They're the
not
easiest
quite
because you
control.
can just
They're
think
not
about
big.
other things.
Yeah, but I never realized that, and I still haven't. So I try and like comment.
You just gotta get in your character's mindset. The reason I thought about that was because you're looking at removing minor lines, and it's like I, as an author, don't care about what's going on. So why would the character care about what's going on?
Because they need to. Because they're lines.
You could, if you're a coward, just literally copy and paste your removing accessory lines.
You can
I
just
think what it is
copy-paste
with
the same
generics
lines
is
for
that
everything.
you're usually doing them first, so it's hard to find the character's voice. You're not used to it yet. You're replying to things that don't have a lot of context and not really anything specific. I think Zeus had a good point in his text review about it. That it's, what the hell?
Hello?
It's my little sister. She just barged in. 1 second.
Oh, God.
Hey, no
Oh,
children.
does she want to
She
be on
can't
our
be on
anime
this
porno
podcast.
podcast?
You
Oh,
can't
God.
be on this podcast. That's illegal, Chris Hansen.
We're gonna get demonetized. Oh wait.
Yeah, that, and it's just that like you have to write so many of them to not be repetitive that once you're starting the character, it just feels endless. You know, like I'm still writing Ryuko's generic lines, and you know, each one of them is a struggle to make, because you want them each to be good. Like you don't want to have a bunch of filler lines that kind of sound the same.
But you
make
can
sure
away
that
with
they all have character and could only come out of their mouth, and that's hard.
Yeah, exactly. But you also don't want every single line to be like some major blaring light of, hey, player, please read this specific line from my character.
I think how to avoid that is just to keep some of them short.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a delicate balancing act between, like, you want to show off different aspects of their personality, and you want to throw in like a varied array of like source material references, but they can't sound too forced, and you want them to like reference a lot of different things, and then you also want them to be reacting to what's going on and like showing interest in the player and like appropriately reacting to things and showing sexual interest, and there's a lot to juggle there.
And especially if you want to give your character some modicum form of an arc to things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Latte, like, well, fuck, like Latte clearly does not stay the same character right from the start and to the end. And
Well, she reads her fan fiction.
does. Well, exactly, for God's sake. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh God, Johan's not here to like segue us into the next.
I know it's.
Well, I
oh God, we need to
question
segue ourselves.
We're aimless.
We need Johan.
What's the next question? Do you? Oh,
Give your
perfect.
characters a motive.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Do you give your characters a motive as to why they're playing strip poker? Yes, and you should absolutely do that. I think you'll be surprised with how much mileage you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that, and sometimes I cannot even justify it to myself. So then I just ignore that entirely. It depends.
If you can't think of a reason for why they're there, and
Yeah.
what they hope to gain out of the situation, and I think you're going to come out with a lot of shitty, bland lines.
Absolutely.
I during the 4-month period where I dropped Latte, that was the problem I was having, was I could not justify why the fuck she'd be on the tables. So I just stopped writing her until I came up with a reason of, well, she's just secretly a massive fucking pervert.
If your only reason for them being there is I want to see this character naked, then you're gonna get lines like "You're taking off your clothing" name.
Exactly.
Because they have nothing else to go off of.
Or, oh, look, that clothing, it come on. Like, it's lame.
That's a nice clothing. Does it something?
Now, to be
That's a
fair,
nice-
I feel like that line might work for some characters, though.
I took off my shoes and you're only taking off your clothing?
What the heck?
I guess it's Name's turn to strip. Yeah,
was a nice clothing. Does it come in men's? But then I figured, like, oh no, that actually has some degree of personality to it.
yeah. That's actually, I think another thing is, if you want to give your character personality, they don't need to always state what's going on. Like if you picture them like at a table playing this game, and like you can read people's body language and watch them, like everyone knows what's going on. You can see it happen. They can give their own opinion on things beyond just like specifically what's happening. They're taking off a cloth. Like,
Oh,
people know what's happening.
Name is taking off his or her clothing item, and I am enjoying this fact.
We need a robot character.
We have Meriton.
We need a robot character.
We have Alpha.
Is his dick mechanical?
It's organic.
It's orgasmic.
No,
Oh.
it can't be organic. Nobody's dick was that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson, and he had a fucking long dick. Hence the name.
I have never played against Metaton, and I don't think I want to.
You should.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out on
I
the
agree.
he's an absolute unit, and all the size
More
of this deck.
robots would be good. I think more robots would be good.
I mean, I've seen it, but like I've never played.
You can
against
still
it.
play with 3/4 of the Extreme Exhibitionist update online.
Oh,
You can play with all 4/4 if you're playing offline.
what was
Or
that?
if I revive him.
Him.
What was
Him.
the Extreme Exhibitionist update? What did that involve?
Okay,
don't know
so
what
this
that
guy
is?
Drinky Kang made an Extreme Exhibitionist update where he released 4 characters.
And it's basically the
were-
worst thing ever.
They were praised at the time, but aged poorly. These included
Yeah, they're all four of them are jokes, basically.
Oh, God.
these included the gay spaghetti chef,
Okay.
who has 2 personality traits, and they are his name.
Spaghetti is a
I don't know
personality.
what I expected.
And I mean, he is a meme character. He has one pose, and his actual poses are just that pose at like different rotations and flipped and upside down. It's
He also
horrifying.
masturbates for 80 rounds.
For 80 rounds. His description is the entire Darth Plagueis copy pasta. And his epilogue straight up calls you out for choosing his epilogue. There's Metaton, who, as we've discussed, is a thing. I don't know why he says the word Beppis. That confuses me. That doesn't seem very in character.
I'm gonna be honest,
but
it's kind of
I do.
because Metaton could potentially make a pretty fun character.
He could. And honestly, like his like finishing sequence where he has Burger Pants like scatter rose petals from above over him is hilarious. Like that is quality. It's just sort of drowned out by the bits that it could do with revision.
Yeah,
There's Captain Falcon, who has a decent model. He has George Clooney-esque like bat nipples on his suit, which is weird.
If you'd
his-
like to know what SPNati was like before we had space limits and quality standards, it's the Extreme Exhibitionist update, because each and every one of them has like 300 poses and they're all the same.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
god.
Just
Yeah,
no
Falcon-
regard for space limits.
The Falcon has some value, but his face under his helmet is horrifying. He has like this really tiny face for a giant head. It's like the guy from Little Bit,
What the fuck?
or like that one political guy with the tiny face.
The guy
Okay,
from
unless a
Prison School.
meteor hit, should be good.
And then the last Extreme Exhibitionist was Moon, who we've discussed at length on many occasions.
Huh.
Okay.
What a
We were just
weird
doing a rundown
update.
of that.
We've been giving a quick rundown on the Extreme Exhibitionist update.
Jesus.
And we're on to alternate character costumes now. Which alternate character costumes would you like to create? Are you waiting for another event to create it?
I was thinking of doing a Santa hero epilogue, but then I decided to put that time into Kamina.
Johan, we're supposed to let the guests answer first.
I didn't know if you'd done it already. I was gone.
I've not made Amanda yet, but I need to put her in a suit at some point. So, once she inevitably gets made, that will be the alternate costume I'll make for her.
Nice.
All right. I was planning actually before she got delayed quite a bit on having like a Hanako just for the joke, where she'd be in like a novelty Christmas jumper or Hanukkah jumper, as the case may be, because the joke doesn't work if it's Christmas Hanukkah. Fucking words, right?
I know, right?
Words. So there's always next December for that.
Yeah, next year.
there are some alternate Q outfits sitting about. There's one of her in a Borat style, like sling bikini.
The best kind.
Edition before it died. But I might do that for like summer or something. I don't know. There's one version of like her Leaf costume from the actual Honey Pop game that I might use in an epilogue. And there's a costume of her dressed as Tamu from Crush Crush, the knockoff Q, which I might do for a Halloween at some point. And then for some works in progress, I do have some alt costume ideas as well, but that would take all day. Giffany has tons of alts because she can just be like any yandere. She's got like a Doki Doki Literature Club alt, and she's got a
Unigasai.
Yeah, a Unigasai alt, and
Tharia.
Tons of them. Who?
Tharia.
I've never played a Fire Emblem.
But you knew what it was!
Yeah.
Are you telling me it's not Tharja?
Tharja. I was never sure how you pronounce it. I thought it was like Tharia.
This one's not on me if I'm wrong, because there is no pronunciation guide for that one.
And then also, for potentially next Halloween, there's also Ochako's Moonwalker alt, which is just Michael Jackson's outfit from Smooth Criminal.
Shimon indeed.
Shimon indeed.
And I know there's a certain character whose posing you'll be using as inspiration.
Please, Aaron. He's already dead.
What are you talking about?
That's my
names.
That's my
take.
It's
a professional podcast.
What about you, Spanon? Are you going to do any alternate costumes? Please, for the love of God, give Maya a Ray costume.
Isn't she already in one? I don't know if you noticed, but their character designs are pretty similar.
I offered to make Span a costume, and he denied.
Xenoblade character design seems to have the philosophy of more is better.
I want to see like them as like classic pirates. That's probably already been done, right? But instead of space pirates, they're just normal pirates as an alt.
See, like
with like rotting teeth and scurvy and
yeah, exactly. They have like 200 poses, all my girls, because I like going right up to the limit because I figure why not. It's not really something that I want to put the effort into doing and writing dialogue for. Is just some random alt costumes to put in the game itself. I do think epilogues are a great place to put alt costumes. Like Revi has one. She like her winter outfit from the Japan arc of Black Lagoon, and also Radical Revi-chan from the Omake.
I want that to be a full alt.
Like that's a good place to put them because then you can just do a few poses with them and not have to remake every single one.
You don't have to remake every single one. You can just import the outfit on top of the original poses.
That's what I did.
Kisake is never that simple.
It is. I've done it before. The Diva alts took me like 2 hours from start to finish to make. They were super easy. Speaking of which, Cruiser Diva was the first alt costume, so I would like to take credit for alt costumes.
Okay. You get credit.
Good job.
Hooray. Now I'm validated. People on the internet think I'm cool.
You're validated, but apparently Hanako wasn't.
Fucking hell. Johan, it's your fault.
For what?
She had a broken line. Actually, it was my fault, because I forgot to assign a line to a tagline. So actually, it's on me. My bad.
I know it's on you, because I sent it to Dorian for beta testing, and he never reported anything like that, so...
You know, if we count Johan's little 20-minute stint of awkwardly eating dinner with his grandparents, this is now the longest podcast.
Yeah. We're gonna edit that out, or will we just keep that in? Because there was some prime material in there.
There was
guess we're keeping it.
All right, so Does anyone else have anything to say about alternate costumes?
Santa Hero didn't happen this year, but maybe one year. All right. Next question is, what do you think has more impact on character quality, model or dialogue?
Well, first of all, this is missing the third part of the character, which is posing.
Oh yeah, you can have a good model and good dialogue, but atrocious posing.
Yeah, there might even be a certain character on the roster that sort of fits that mold.
He's already dead.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about because I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I think there's plenty of casual listeners on the podcast that'll just be satisfied with that vagary.
Anyways, I think you've got to get both. Obviously, you can have the best model in the world and the best posing in the world, but absolute, like, the most boring, bland dialogue, and I won't want to play against your character. But also, you can have great dialogue, but an appalling model. But actually, I think now that I've done that weird platitude, I have an opinion. Now that I've stalled for time, I feel like you can ignore dialogue because it's a game and not a text-based game. Like, it's not a text adventure, so it is inherently a visual medium, first and foremost. And I think you can ignore boring dialogue as long as it's not actively bad. I think the quality of the model is more essential than the quality of the dialogue. Like, there are some really stellar-looking characters with fairly bland dialogue. But
you want to give names?
No, because I'm not going to name people. But they are still quality characters because they have a good model.
I wouldn't call them quality characters, but decent.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, they here, quality character is any character that's not an affront to God and all these.
You need all three to be like a good character.
Yeah, but you can, like, if it's between okay model, stellar dialogue, and stellar model, okay dialogue, I think that the stellar model, okay dialogue, probably wins out because people are picking characters mostly based on visuals from the roster. So
you want them to be attractive. This is a porn game.
You've got to look good. You've got to have. You've got to look good for people who are picking your characters. If they look bad, then no one will pick them.
And well, at this point though, I do kind of feel like you kind of need all three to be at the very least on point, just because we are getting to the point where we are going to be calling. We're gonna reach the cap of us calling characters that have bad models or bad dialogue, and we're going to get to the point where we're just going to have characters with all three that are pretty good. So honestly, at this point, you kind of do need all three.
Yeah, shit's getting serious.
To stay on the roster.
We're in the end game now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
New characters should at least get a grace period before they're subject to culling.
As expected.
So you will have time to improve.
Blind snapping.
I mean, I'm personally of the opinion that we should just keep raising the line count thing, and 600, 700, 800, just keep on culling.
Until there's only Maya.
I think I'll be fine.
Moon tier generics.
Why not just rotate?
Yeah, that's the only problem with that, is that it's going to encourage people to write a bunch of shitty lines.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to turn those shitty lines into titty lines.
You can really rephrase one line as many times as you want if you want to boost that line count. But then it's a hollow victory.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Why not just rotate the roster?
As long as my characters are never rotated off, then yes.
I get the feeling that yours are invincible, Span.
There's
That's
probably
what they
like,
always say.
yeah, like just roll for like just have a contest for like 12 characters that are just gonna stay on the roster permanently, and then rotate the rest of them from the offline and the online, like every 1 or 2 weeks or some shit.
I don't like that idea because that means that my character should be at risk, and that's no good.
Yeah. I don't want to set my babies at risk.
Why would they be at risk though?
Unless I'm the one putting them at risk by maiming them.
They'd only be off the roster for like a week. And then they'd probably get put back on.
Too long. Too long.
Yeah, that's a week without Rinka, and I don't know. That's unimaginable. The darkest timeline. Anyway.
Jesus Christ, we're nearing up to 3 hours.
I know, right?
It's
Alright.
4 a.m. I want to sleep. My flatmates are probably still awake because I'm wittering inanely.
Let's end it after this question then.
All right.
Conveniently,
mostly-
the last question.
Huh?
Conveniently, the last question.
Yep. I mostly like to do art, but writing is hard. How do I bait good writers into doing my dirty work? Join the Discord.
Join the Discord, but also
Well, sorry to say, but you're kind of a dime a dozen. There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
willing to do art. And
everybody loves to do art but can't write. And
Except for me.
unless someone is very nice, basically, if you
writing
only
is boring.
do
It's the thankless work. It's the thankless part.
if you only do art but don't do writing, that art has got to be top notch. Like, if
Like, you gotta be bagel.
Yeah. You got to
Yeah,
be
if
like
you're, like-
mouse level for people to be like,
if
I
you're,
want to
like,
write for this
bagel
model.
level or mouse level, or if you have specific skills, like you can make Hanako crispy.
Yeah.
Because I am, I think, maybe the best Kizuke artist to grace not just this Discord, but the face of this earth. Basically, unless you have set yourself apart as doing incredibly quality models or incredibly, like, not niche models, but yeah. Basically, you've got to prove you have to demonstrate value. You use the dentist system.
And then engage them physically.
Yes, exactly.
Nurture dependence.
Yeah. So I demonstrated value by taking Johan's Hanako model and making her crispy. Then I engaged physically by saying, hey, I can do this for your Hanako if you write her. Then I nurtured dependence by taking like 6 years to actually do the poses. Then what's the next one? Like, because he was like
Neglect
desperate to finish it. Yeah, and I neglected him emotionally by continuing to not do the poses, and at one point saying, "Oh, this weekend."
Yuri's just gonna ghost Johan after this podcast.
And then what's the eye? What's the eye again?
Inspire hope.
Inspired hope by
Listen, I've done the dentist system on many girls. Okay.
finally delivering Hanako, and then I separate entirely.
Yeah.
No!
Bye.
Bye.
We appreciate you.
Speaking of separating entirely, it's time for this podcast to end.
Yeah.
Wait, I have quick fire round. E.
God damn it.
E.
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 Also, I posted a WebM of Mavis taking a nude selfie.
What? Is that what it is? Awesome.
You didn't watch it?
No, I was focused on the podcast.
I've just had
Except
that
for
playing
the-
on loop for the past 3 hours.
Except for the parts where I wasn't focused on the podcast because the 3-year-olds wanted me to make gingerbread men and my mom wouldn't let me say no. And neither would my heart.
If Mavis is dead, how does she have kids?
Adoption.
Adoption.
Is that what happened in those movies? I didn't see them.
I only saw the first one.
Well, I guess that is all the time we have for this episode.
If a vampire's heart doesn't beat, how does he get an erection?
He doesn't.
Sheer concentration.
That's why they drink blood span, is so that they can get blood to go into the erection.
Do they? Do
Also-
vampires come?
She is very specifically holding a Sony branded phone in this. Like, was this product placement by Sony, or does the artist just really like Sony?
That's the joke, is that Hotel Transylvania has Sony product placement.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, this. Sony advertises in porns now. Oh.
Hey, I mean, if they
Yeah.
want to get to the millennials, that's the place to go.
It is. It's the only industry we haven't killed yet.
Can we edit what? What can we edit?
This isn't a millennial game. We're Zoomers. This is a Zoomer
I'm
game.
a millennial. I'm a millennial.
No,
Am I
you're
a
younger than me.
Christ, I don't even know anymore.
I think we're all Zoomers here. I don't know how old Mantis is.
It's like
25.
bashing about in the building. Like, it's 4 a.m. Some people are trying to sleep.
Yeah, and I think that given that that's a true fact, we should probably call this episode here.
Whatever. I had fun.
And so, it's a merry non-denominational winter celebration to all, and to all, a good night.
Does anyone have any final things to say?
Merry
next week.
Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa?
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Ryuko soon.
Oh, wait. Do I still have the...
Have fun.
Oh, wait. Fuck, I lost the commands to... There we go. Now I can end this episode.
Keep this in. Keep this in.
No, it's all professional, I promise.